Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting Wednesday night. That means we're doing another night of racing here on Star Systems TV as a part of the 2017 Supercross series here on MX Simulator. A lot of great action so far. We just rounded out Daytona last week. Here in the booth with me tonight, I do have Checkers as always. How you doing tonight, bud?
I'm feeling fired up. Let's go racing. We're back inside Indianapolis. A little bit of a short lap time tonight. A pretty easy track. I think we're going to see some tight racing action going down. RF Supercross. It's the MotoOption Supercross series presented by Race Tech. Round number 11. And also the 250 East series continues. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 250 East has already been a pretty good shakeup with last round, if I remember correctly, our... at least one of the points contenders not even making the main at Daytona, which is a big mix-up in points. So who's going to take up the next spots and who's going to run away with it now? I'm really I'm really concerned about the points with his side, but of course everybody else is pretty happy to see that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to double check here real quickly.
I see nobody chatting.
Connor
I hope we're
Lins,
online.
I believe, is leading this point series for the 250 East, correct? He is. Connor
Yes.
Lins, 93 points. Big shakeup, though. He is suspended from tonight's racing action and won't be on the gate. He's going to give up a ton of points. Connor Holyak going to look to capitalize. And looks like we got a restart going down, so it must be UID grab time. Michael Wheeler sitting on the gate. And so with that development, Holyak looking to make up points. Craig Richards sits in the third spot, but he's a ways back, so he definitely needs to make up points. But potentially breaking this East Supercross series back wide open.
Yeah, Holyak always a contender, no matter what anyways, and yeah, definitely going to be a strong standing in the points to, see anything else happening with. And as you said, we're getting ready for tonight. And for anybody new joining us tonight, we are going to go down a decent rundown really quick. We're going to go 450s, Heat 1, Heat 2. Top 4 in those 2 heats will make it through to the main. The main, of course, will be at the end of the night. And then after that, we'll have 2 heats in the 250, also known as the Lights class. Top 9 from that class will go through to the main directly. We're going to jump back to the 450s for Semi 1, Semi 2. Top 5 will go through then. Then we're going to go to the LCQ, the 250 class. Top 4, final 4 to make it in, as his last chance qualifier. Then top 4 of the 450s, and then we got main number 1, the 250s lights class, 15 minutes plus 1 lap. Then we're gonna go 450s, 20 minutes plus 1 lap, and that's a rundown of tonight's racing.
And speaking of rundown tonight's racing, we got heat number 1, 450 class, 5 minutes plus 1 lap on the line. We got Chase Donovan, Moto Chasing, Peter Like, Toby Stocks, Devin Davis, Michael Wheeler, Dylan Copeland, Jack Haley, Spencer Turley, Rush Chapman, David Wright, Jeremy Henners, Alex Heckman, Andrew Wood, Jesse Wildman, Tyson Fresquez, Zoa Cross, Clay Alfrey, William St. Laurent, Dominic Tiberino, Jack Fowler on the line. We're going to take 4 riders out of this bad boy. And they are revs up, board sideways. The gate's about to fall here in Indianapolis. Racing is underway.
Yeah, right after that rundown really quick, we have a stacked heat here ahead of us. This should be interesting.
Down to first turn, Devin Davis with a huge hole shot on the DX3, number 45.
Yeah, Fresco's right behind him.
And Fresco's off the track, re-entry safe and clean. Is he going to get the double in here? He does. Fro Tiberino clips him. They both are going to go down. No, Tiberino going to save it. It's going to get back on the track. But Devin Davis taking off out front. Can he grab a heat race win here in Indy?
And right behind him, Chapman and Stocks got together trying to dodge all that impact. And Devin Davis in the lead, already making big mistakes as well. We've got a lot of confusion on the track.
Tiberino
Davis,
off track again.
Davis down.
Davis down, and so Fowler down, that's Copeland, so Toby Stocks on the 44. Aussie, oi, he's jumping into the lead.
Huge pilot after the triple.
Zoa Cross on a 250, it's got to be a 350 because we don't allow 250s, although it looks like a 250, and he's about to face plant.
I'm going to go on board with Haley for a second here. He's one spot outside the top 4. Let's see how we get around the track here.
And now he will be in 4th as he jumps over the down Zoa Cross. Going on board early here in Indianapolis, down the double loop sections back to back. We'll see some good racing there, I'm sure, tonight, in a wide open corner after him for block passing.
Also appreciate you guys in chat letting me know I'm a little bit low. I'm turning myself up, turning that down. Thank you guys. Appreciate it for the audio suggestions.
He's getting turned up, boys.
Yeah, this is my first look ever on the track for, we talked about this earlier. I actually do not get to even see the track nowadays before we go live, so it's always interesting. Quick rundown on board so I get an idea of what we're looking at. But
Toby
nice
Stocks
looking track this one.
continues to lead this bad boy. In second, David Wright on the 151. David Wright gonna look to get into a main event here. I think we'll see some new faces with good starts tonight if they can hold it together. A little bit easier track. Like I said, Rush Chapman gonna jump into that number 2 spot on the number 13 team, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, gotta love the Chick-fil-A teams. Always good for breakfast. But either way, Haley looking solid tonight already. Top 4. Haley has always been a contender. Not having the greatest season this year, but still can't really count him out. St. Laurent, big mistake behind him, so it's going to open up that gap even more.
Yeah, Zoe Cross closing in on William St. Laurent on the 62 machine. Zoe Cross, moto chasing rider number 91. But they're both outside of a transfer spot. Take a look at that 3rd and 4th spot. David Wright is now under pressure from Jack Haley. Both of them in a qualifying spot. Haley trying to get off that bubble spot, though.
Yeah, battling within transfer is always a little bit sketchy. You always want to, not be held up, of course, to make the bubble any more of a risk than it is. But at the same time, you don't want to take yourself out. So there's always interesting racing to see go at it in the top 4.
Haley going to go around that roller, get a little different run into that whoop section. Trying to make a move. He's going to come down the outside here.
Just got to play it safe.
Not able to make it happen yet. Going to come up short. Is he going to be able to save it? He does, but he's not able to triple up. And they're coming into lappers now as well. One of the Tiger riders pulling out of the way there. Either Andrew Wood or Dylan Copeland being a great lapper. That would be Andrew Wood.
Checking on stocks. Got a 5-second lead. Nothing crazy, but a good.
In second.
Uh-oh.
That's going to drop him.
Now let's see where it drops to. Yep, 4th.
Chapman has moved up to 5th. And now hitting that first triple. So Chapman still a good 6 seconds over the last transfer, or in the transfer. Yeah, safely by 6 seconds over Alex Heckman.
Yeah, Heckman looking solid tonight. I know he's been pretty frustrated with his finishes lately, and he always seems to have the speed, just can't put a race together. So we'll see what happens. Sorry, go ahead. Oh yeah, Chapman down.
Off the track as well after the whoops, had to go all the way around the berm. Now Chapman's down. Heckman makes a mistake, but is he going to be able to capitalize? Chapman gets back going. Heckman right there. We got a battle on our hands. Last transfer spot.
Yep, lap 5 too. Not too much longer left in this race, so if he's going to do it, he needs to pull the trigger now.
There's going to be some longer races lap-wise tonight with the short lap times. We're down into the 49s and qualifying. Alex Heckman, how did he save that? Almost went head over heels over bars. Doesn't stop you on the landing. Gets a little head shake and saves her and goes back charging after the last transfer spot of Rush Chapman.
We always make jokes that...
Chapman.
Oh, yeah, Chapman down.
By Devin Davis launching from another straightaway.
Wow, Heckman gets a break he wanted, so there he goes into 4th place. Chapman still a long time to get up. Just now hitting the face of that. Is going to get past. He does. No cross by.
Heckman is down. David Wright getting back going from a crash. Here comes Zoe Cross and Rush Chapman. And Chapman goes down. Nobody wants the last transfer here. As Zoe Cross launching the finish line, he is running in the number 4 spot on the number 91. And he clips and he's off the racetrack. And here comes Fresquez, who... I don't even know how he fell back so far, but I guess it was that first lap crash that he had.
Yeah, and right behind him is Heckman once again. We just saw earlier in the top 4. No problem sitting in 6th right now. Right behind, of course, your points leader and your last year's champion. So, and he legs off right behind him, Supermaning into that corner.
The white flag just flew for your leader as we watch this last transfer battle, or no battle left now as Fresquez has the spot. Devin Davis now prowling in the number 5 spot. Looking to get our gun, boys.
Yeah, Devin was laying down in that last corner, and Fresco.
Holy pile up after the whoop section. About 14 guys laying there as Toby Stocks, your leader, puts 6 guys a lap down all at once as they're all laying on the ground.
Yeah, it looks like the track is going to be as he... Oh, whoa.
Let's give some love to Toby Stocks. Nice, solid 3.5-second lead here. Last lap of the heat race. Team Dirt Shark getting her done on the number 44.
Yeah, that lapper coming back on right in front of Stocks was really sketchy. So right now, great racing still tonight.
2 corners to go for Toby Stocks. Heat number 1 from Indianapolis. The Aussie, oi, coming around the last corner and takes the checkered flag.
Yeah, Stocks has to be happy with that one after a very, in second goes to be Haley. Stocks got through a lot of lappers, as you said, that one section, just overall being a shorter track. So many lappers are going to play an issue much earlier in the race. So this is going to be an interesting night.
The Jack Haley goes across in second. Looks like David Wright, the 151, coming around the corner, going to go straight to the main event out of the heat race.
See, Fresquez
Great
showing a nose
ride.
there at the very end. Almost got through for fourth. Good job for Fresquez, of course. Making it through on the final transfer.
And looks like Zoe Cross, Alex Heckman, Jack Fowler, Devin Davis with that whole shot. Jeremy Henners, Dylan Copeland, Spencer. What's up, y'all? Spencer Turley here checking into 11th place. I'm going to the semifinal on my number 49 machine.
That's how you do it, my dude.
That's my dudes. My other dude, the Peter the Locomotive Like, also going to that semi. William St. Laurent, Dominic Fro, Tiberino, Chapman, Andrew Wood, Michael Wheeler, Jesse Wildman, Chase Donovan, Clay Alfrey. All of them are going to be semi-bound. Let's take a quick look at qualifying real quick before we do the lineup for heat number 2. Fastest qualifier, Jeremy Shipley will be on the gate in this one. Tyson Fresquez, Jeremy Smith were your top 3 qualifiers in this 450 class. Then Haley, Armstrong, Chapman, and Dominic Saunier. Those were your top 7. And we have heat number 2 on the gate. Josh Hamilton, Samuel Bergeron, Dominic Saunier, Jordan the Bomber Vanderlee, Matthias Janis, Devin Ryan, Craig Leake, Stephen Barrington, Casey Oler, James Armstrong, Brian Haskell, Jeremy Smith, Reed Young, Jeremy Shipley, Roy Mitchell, Steven Azarkowitz, Jeff Cooper, Doug Oakley, Sean Klein, Brady Stanley. Round out your field, heat number 2 on the gate. Gates ready to go down.
Here we go, 450 heat 2. Indy, a drop.
And Jeremy Smith and James Armstrong going to be 1 and 2 out of turn number 1. Armstrong going to triple up, go for the lead.
I was going to say Smith, beautiful start, but Armstrong with a triple in. Nice ride with Shipley right behind them as well. Oh, a lot of people lagging.
Triples back over the top of Armstrong. Watch this 1 and 2 spot. The race is on already. Couple of heavy hitters right here. These guys have both won races this year.
Yeah, Armstrong taking that inside. I think it's the first time I've seen somebody take it, but it was kind of forced. But Smith right there getting a little bit more momentum on the outside, so we'll see how that line works out through racing. Smith with a case.
Short,
yeah.
Still got the drive, though. And Armstrong working that inside as well. Smith's going to go outside, get a run. This finish line jump big this week. You got to use the outside to get a run at it.
Yeah, so right now your top 4, of course, very early, but Armstrong, Smith, Saunier, and Shipley on the door knocking is Hamilton.
Keep an eye on Armstrong after the finish next up round.
Shipley and Saunier got together, so we got a change up again at the top 4. So Armstrong, Smith, Hamilton, Skline. So Skline has been in and out of pretty good transfers this week or lately, and I think that this week is going to be his track. It just seems like his type of style.
Definitely the style of the 33 of James Armstrong. And I was saying, watch him after the finish this lap. I believe he went double into the whoops and then jumped the whoop section.
Yeah, here, I'll keep an eye on him real quick. I'll even go on board. Let's see. Let's go around with Armstrong really quick.
James Armstrong going to use that inside yet again. Smith right there about a second behind him over the finish. Let's see what he does here. Going to go 2 and 2. Yeah, and then jump the
That
whoop
is
section.
Cool. I like that. That's a nice line. I'll have to remember that for tomorrow.
I don't think I can pull it off. James Armstrong.
Oh, pile up. Sorry, don't mean to cut you off. Hamilton, Skline, and Haskell all together for 2nd through 5th.
Here comes
Saunier.
Shipley says, thank you very much. And then he's going to go down.
Yep, Shipley throws himself out.
Reed Young comes into the mix. He stays on the bike, but Brian Haskell going to take that last transfer
Skline
right now.
gets it back.
No,
And Skline goes down.
Haskell.
Wow. Disappointing.
Attack 12, number 371, former Supercross champion Brian Haskell.
Wow, a lot of carnage behind these guys. Reed Young going down again, sadly. Skline's going to get back by, still way behind. We got Leak up here, Ryan. Shipley still 1 spot out, so Haskell is your final transfer as of right now after all that happening. Crazy racing already tonight.
Absolutely.
And once again, early, thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Appreciate you all being here.
At the front of the field, Jeremy Smith takes the lead. Dominic Saunier goes to 2nd, so Armstrong definitely had a fall off. Brian Haskell, though, has the last transfer. Jeremy Shipley trying to catch him on the VersusPCFanMX.com ride. Haskell, of course, riding for that Vitamin Water SYS racing team. Haskell with a mistake. Shipley's going to be coming down the inside. Cross jump Carl from Haskell.
It's always awesome to see when somebody shows a wheel like that. Shipley with a lot of aggression at the same time, keeping it very clean.
Shipley over the berm's going to lose some time.
As I say, that commentator's curse, sadly, for Shipley. Here comes Young, still pretty far back, though.
Shipley with a straight boner air over jump on the triple. Excellent style there for the number 39.
Oh, Haskell,
under
big
pressure,
mistake.
makes a mistake, falls down. Shipley says, okay, I'll go to the main event. Hopefully, we are only 3 minutes, 35 seconds. A lot of racing left to go. Again, a lot of laps tonight because of the short lap times.
Yeah, with the short laps, how many do you think we'll see in the main for each class?
Oh, I'm thinking like 26, 27.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, 27, yeah. Oh, and Shipley with a big mistake, sorry. Leak pretty good ways behind. He might capitalize. He will. Barely. Barely gets around his
Check
head.
out the number 2 spot. We have a battle. James Armstrong goes for the pass on Dom Saulnier and makes it happen. So Armstrong looking strong again this week. He's week in and week out impressing me on the Team Volcom number 33. Legit sick looking setup as well.
Also, I'm loving this final transfer battle as well. We got Leak right now holding on to that final transfer, but Young and Shipley battling for, one out. I thought he was going to land on it, but actually made it through clean.
Oh man, Shipley clipping both triples, but makes the move on the inside of Reed Young, and lurking back there is also Sean Klein. All those guys got to get going and try to run down Craig Leak on the number 11.
Yeah, Skline pulled off a top 10, I think it was last week. So best finish so far, I think it was 7th. And I don't know, he could ride off that momentum. Oh, Shipley almost loses it in the whoops, but saves it. But behind him, Young does not get the same fate. So Skline is going to be 1 out now.
Out front, Jeremy Smith with a 20-second lead in a heat race. He's going to come across the line with 5 minutes and 2 seconds, so he will get the white flag. Jeremy Smith showing everyone that he is here to win the race tonight as he is down, but he has a 22-second lead. I think he'll be fine. Dominic Saulnier, great performance on the Pogo number 112.
Quickly check out this final transfer. We are throwing a blanket on these two. Here comes Shipley. Nope, not yet.
Leak going to be difficult to pass, known for his lag. That means Shipley's got to be extra careful trying to make the move here as he goes try to make a move for the last transfer on the number 11 machine.
I'm actually going to go on forward for a second here. Watch this little battle. Let me know if anything else is going on. Of course, we can switch to you.
The
But
last transfer is definitely where it's at. Shipley's got to run down the inside.
Here
He's
it
got
is.
It. Nice and clean. Leak sees it coming, gets on the brakes to be able to battle back. Shipley down.
No! And they both. Leak got the
bike
better
as the battle's
of
gonna
it.
Continue. Haskell behind them's on the ground, so it's going to be down to these two to fight it out on the last lap. Shipley's got to make something happen here to make it out of this heat race, not have to go to that semifinal. They're both going to go wide, triple up before the triple as Jeremy Smith takes a commanding win here. Heat race number 2, but the last transfer battle's where the action is. Shipley, a couple corners to go, drawing back closer to Craig Leak. It's last turn, going to get interesting.
Shipley with that landing off that triple was interesting. He somehow carried a lot more speed landing it. And he goes
Shipley
down.
Clips, trying to get every bit of momentum he can to get closer.
I thought Leak was going to the bars there. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but Leak is going to definitely get the final transfer. Good job to him. So your top 4 making it through, no matter what cuts, Smith, Saulnier, Armstrong, and Leak.
Jeremy Shipley, Roy Mitchell, Josh Hamilton, Sean Klein, Brian Haskell, and the boys on back are going to be going to that semifinal. And before we get 250 heat race number 1 on the line, let's take a look at the 250 qualifying. Again, points leader not in the race. Connor Lynn's out tonight, a ban for an unsafe track reentry. So Connor Holiak needs to take advantage. He's second in the points, and guess what? He is your fast qualifier tonight by almost a full second on the number 15. Jake Rose second fastest. Salty Walty Gebhardt your third fastest rider, and then Chase DeSalle, Victor Nycott, and Andre Santos. Oh, we're going to be racking these boys up on the gate here in just a moment. 250 heat number 1. What do you think about that? Connor Lynn's out. We're going to tighten up this points chase quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going on, especially since we talked about it with last week. I can't remember. Of course, I'm bad with names half the time because I always forget. But our highest points chase and also last year's champion didn't even make the main. So once again, that's going to change up points, and I'm excited to see who else can step up. Just shows that anything can happen week in, week out.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler Schmidt sitting all the way down at
12th
place in points.
Yeah, he was second, wasn't he, I think, in points before Daytona?
I believe third.
Third.
Also, looking at qualifying, last week's winner, Daniel Mills, 7th fastest qualifier. Remember, he had that surprise gate to checkers win last week.
Yeah.
Did that spark something for D. Mills? He's a great starter. Does that give him the confidence to hold on to these wins?
As we sit here watching Craig Leak do constant backflips at the finish line and watching our old bearded man at the finish line wave the checkered flag. Oh, here we go. 250s are coming to the line.
Heat number 1, 250 East, and on the gate, we're going to run them down. This heat race brought to you by twitch.tv/Motoagogo. Yeah, that's right. Log on, hit follow on that channel as well as Ethan Parks, Chase DeSalle, Craig Richards, Ben Toy, Benny Landry, Chase Blakely, Jake Rose, Phil Doyon, A. Tom Holm, Fred Heather, Kellen Brower, Eduardo Simos, Josh Reed, Jesse Hindy, Andre Santos, Ivan Medina, Tyler Fry. Line out to your field for heat number 1. I hear some 2-strokes on the line. It's 2 smoking, 2 stanking, baby.
The question I have with the 2-strokes there, really quick, as you get drops, are they going to be able to make that finish line any easier? Because don't forget, you got to rev it out in that corner. Just got to go wide and keep it pinned.
I think in short start, not a huge advantage for the 2-stroke tonight. Big
True.
open corners will be an advantage for the 2-stroke tonight.
Oh, Jake Rose, good pick for the off the gate. Looks like he's going to take it over with Kellen Brower in second. Main man here at Start Your Systems. Everybody in chat, be sure to hype it up for Kellen.
Browsers, he's going to case
Oh, and it goes down.
Commentators curse as Jake Rose takes off in the lead. Andre Santos and Chase DeSalle battling over the 2 spot. Here comes Benny Landry back flipping. Oh my gosh.
I saw that in the very corner of my screen. I saw that. I don't know how he landed that.
Back flipping after getting clipped by Landry. He rides it out.
I barely caught it, but hey, that's the
one.
best pike save of the night. I'll have to take a shot for that one, definitely. That was amazing.
Backflip, wheels up. That's the way I like to jump. Chase DeSalle moves into the number 2 spot. Benny Landry 3rd. Andre Santos 4th. Remember, we're taking 9 of the top off-road moped hill ramping drivers into the main event out of this bad boy.
Yeah, buddy. It's not quite a butter, but either way, yeah.
All right, speaking of 9 riders, let's give a quick rundown of who we got in the transfer spots right now. Jake Rose taking off out front. Chase DeSalle, Prime Design Graphics in the number 2 ride. Then Benny, Landry, Andre Santos, Chase Blakely all grouped tight together. Craig Richards making the move and then getting passed right back by Eduardo Simos, the Brazilian warrior, Eduardo Simos.
Yeah, Fred Heather right here in 8th as well, and then of course Holm right here. Yeah, good battle back here as well. Looks like Dylan, is charging now right behind Holm. Of course, 250s. We'll see a ton of action here in the... Oh, as we were about to say it, here's a pass already for the final transfer. Heather goes to 1 out, and looks like right behind them as well is Reed. So 250 class always a little bit more exciting with a top 9 instead of top 4 because you have a lot more grouping at the 9th place.
At the front of the field, Jake Rose looking strong on the number 70. I'm looking to find out where the big battle is. It looks like Blakely on Landry is the good one right now, 4th and 5th.
Yeah, good pass there by Landry. And then Landry goes and folds himself up and puts himself away. So Craig Richards is going to be charging right behind as well.
That one was money. Good job, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I get a zinger from time to time. So Holmes right here as well. Fred Heather going back again. So Reed is now taking over the final transfer. Looks like Ethan Parks, our buddy Triptez, doing what he can. See if he can make another main tonight. Hopefully he can.
He's trying to produce a main event video right now for Heckman Productions on the number 84, Ethan.
Reed getting a great drive on Fred Heather. Gets the pass. Heather does drop back 1. So now Heather on the bubble.
Heather's struggling. He's gotten past in that rhythm lane the last 2 laps, and we're only 4, just starting lap 4, so 2 of the 3 laps so far he's been passed.
And it's kind of funny to say that because we're only on lap 4, but it's 3 minutes in. Usually we're a little bit behind that, so it's pretty interesting with, as you said, the short laps. Oh, and Fred Heather down. Ahead of him, also Reed is down. On top of that, Richards is down too. So Triptez is like, thank you. I'll go ahead and take that spot.
So Ethan Parks goes all the way up to the number 7 spot. Richards drops to 8th. Josh Reed was 9th. He drops that spot to Ivan Medina now in the last transfer. Medina goes for the triple in, comes up short. What's going to happen here? This last transfer battle getting good.
Yeah, he's got Reed on him right here. Reed did have a transfer a minute ago. But Medina, you can never count out. Medina is always one of those that I'm never surprised to see him make it directly into the main.
No pressure for the number 84 of Triptez, Ethan Parks, but a big fluffy chicken is rooting him on from the chat.
Yep, teammates and good friend. Oh, actually, no, not teammates anymore. I forgot that Fluffy's on different... Oh, that pass, though. I don't know if you saw that. Reed on the inside of Medina, railing that inside rut. Beautiful pass.
Oh, Richards decides that he wants to meet the face of the finish line. Now he's stuck on it. He's going to turn around, double fall off. Richards, remember, third in the standings, had a horrendous Daytona ride outside of the top 10, and now he is dropping spots here, looking like he might be on the LCQ starting gate.
Looks like, oh, Heather with a massive case there, and Simos almost getting the pass. He's going to go double, triple, and Heather's just going to go off track, so it's going to give him the pass. Medina still your final transfer right now. Simos is pretty close, though. It could shake things up.
Simos, the Brazilian warrior. I don't know if they even have warriors in Brazil, but we're going to make him a Brazilian warrior. And he hasn't been in the racing scene lately. He showed up last week for the first time in ages, but he's an OG. Ran the number 22 for a long time in RF gaming competition. He can get it done. And also, he can not get done is get over that finish line. He clips it, and here comes the 71 of Fred Heather trying to get in the mix for this last
Just
transfer
realized
battle.
Parks is, now in the final transfer, so he just went from a 3 up to on the bubble.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't trip because he will fall out of the transfer, and he just does.
Oh, there it is.
Triple. Here goes Simos and Heather down the inside. Heather, where are you going, bud? The track's
almost
over
into
here.
that stripper pole. Decided to make a little extra money on the track, but
not to make a main event.
yeah. Parks doing what he can. Damage control right now. Sadly, 1 out, though, but looks like Heather's gonna get him here.
The front. I believe the white flag should be out. Jake Rose under some heavy pressure for the 34.
Yeah, white flag out. Definitely a good battle here, as you just called out. Let's see this unfold. Oh, that inside, and Rose goes down.
The Chase DeSalle not going to lead any laps besides the last one, it looks like, as long as he keeps her on 2, but he leads the most important one.
Yeah.
Going to line himself up with a good gate pick here for the main event on the number 34. Prime Design Graphics. Right, he's going to go down and around. I believe that was a Kellen Brower laying it in the dirt right there.
Also, don't forget, DeSalle was the one that landed the impromptu backflip at the very beginning of this race, so I think he deserves this win.
There goes the 34 around the corner over the finish heat. Number 1, 250 East, Chase DeSalle, followed closely by Jake Rose. Chase
Blakely, good ride, yeah.
Third, battle for 4th coming down to the wire. Santos, Landry.
See if Landry, nope.
I'm going to look at that last transfer. It is still Trip Tez, Ethan Parks with a couple turns to go. He's got about 5 seconds on Kellen Brower. Kellen looking at a trip to the LCQ is going to be in order for the number 38 SYS Racing Vitamin Water 2 Smoking Ride.
As you watch that, Santos across in 5th. 6th was Medina. Reed in 7th. 8th would be home. And then Ethan does take it home. Trip Tez to the main. Good job, buddy. And sadly, Kellen, our good friend, our main SYS rider, Supermaning that hoe off the landing and not going to make it to the main, sadly. So we're going to wait for him in LCQ.
Brower, Heather, Simos, Doyon, 3rd in points, Craig Richards, Tyler Fry, and the boys going to the LCQ. I just named some heavy hitters going to the LCQ.
Yeah, it's going to be a stacked LCQ. Nice. Always good. And, oh, wow. Change for the win. Looks like DeSalle gets 2nd. Rose does get the win off cuts.
Wow, that had to be some serious cuts for the 34.
Yeah, looking at cuts right now, it looked like it was only 144, which didn't seem like that much. I don't know if that was interesting.
Yeah, Rose recovered from that crash pretty quickly, I guess.
Yeah.
Good job by him.
So either way, that's actually, I think, the first race this entire year or season that has been a change-up because cuts. Go ahead. Sorry, rundown.
Tyler Groening, James Cohen, Jeremy Cohenauer, Connor Holyak, Alex Carlo, Salty, Walty Gebhardt, Thomas Sillick, Blake Scheiman, Daniel Bachelet, Daniel Mills, Josh Betts, Tyler Lewis, Victor Nycott, Riley Morin, Kevin Lee Long, Trevor Doran, Adrian Wilson, Tyler Lang. Round out your field, and let's go check out our last week's winner on the gate, Daniel Mills. Remember, whole shot 2 checkers at Daytona.
Yeah, amazing ride at Daytona. Really a surprise, but I don't know. We'll see what happens tonight. We'll see if he can back it up. I'm going to watch him off the gate.
He is a whole shot warrior. So let's see the 31, see if he can get out of the gate and get it done. And of course, track builder Blake Scheiman in this thing as well. Mills leaning all the way back on the start. That's his whole shot tactic, as he is gone out of the gate into the turn number 1 with the lead.
What a start. Right behind him, though, Holyak had a good start. We were just talking about him earlier in points.
Absolutely. Holyak wants to get a good gate pick for this main event. Start's ever so crucial. He's going to set out after the 31 of Mills.
Ooh, almost slid out after that triple in, or triple into triple, but made it work. Nice and saucy over the triple.
Drop some panties right there on that triple. I can smell a vagina from here.
But here we go right now. Oh, and your leader goes down. Mills sadly down, as we just talked about how good he did at Daytona. So Holyak everything he wanted is happening right now. Nycott, Lewis, Lelong, Bachelet, Carlo, Lang, Mills, Cohen is your final transfer. Doron right outside.
Oh, Tyler Lewis just face planted harder than I've ever seen someone face plant on the finish line, and he's laying there, and a bunch of guys also not making it.
Oh, yeah, on the finish line. I see that now. Yeah, here we go. Trying to catch up with the camera. Sorry, go ahead.
Holyax leads the size of Rosie O'Donnell's pants right now, already on lap number 2. The 15 machine is checked out. Kevin Lelong finds himself up in the 2 spot all by himself.
In the background, I don't know if you saw that. I can't even tell who it is now. Cam's not catching up, but somebody got destroyed over that berm.
Checking out the final transfer, because that's usually where the action is. We find the man who doesn't know how to sit down in this game, Blake Scheinman on the FamiMX Race Tech versus PC.com.
Mills getting another kind of screw you tonight, getting clipped off the middle of that rhythm and sitting in 15th now.
Not going his way for last week's winner, Daniel Mills.
Cohen down, trying to get around Cohen hour. But as you said, Blake Scheinman, our final transfer right now. Track builder as well. Just because you build tracks, checkers will tell you this all day long. Just because you build the track doesn't mean you're the fastest guy on it by a long shot.
Blake's going to go into the 8, maybe the 7 spot as he launches that finish line. Yeah, he goes into 7th.
Cohen hour
down. Bachelet goes to 8th. Cohen hour into 9th as he takes out Josh Bates.
Oh, Salty Walty clips Betts. Doesn't go down. Oh, now he does.
Betts getting tangled up with a lot of riders right now. He's probably spazzing out a little bit on the Moto Chasing number 96 machine.
At Cohen hour, now your final transfer.
Being chased by the 66 of Alex Carlo. And now he's going to go into 9th as Scheinman was down. So Alex Carlo now on the hot seat.
Ooh, Carlo way OJ on that. Surprised he was able to save
Doron.
it.
He's stuck on the finish face. Going to get going right as 9th place Carlo jumps over him
and
he
takes
it
tapped.
down.
Yep.
So now Scheinman's going to get by into 9th, but he's got heavy pressure from Betts.
Yeah, Betts wants that visit. Here it goes. He's going to launch it all the way table over table. Double
Cross
out.
Jump Carls and takes Blake out.
Wow. That's a tactic that takes years to perfect.
I don't think you can do it on purpose now. Take a look at 10th, though. Daniel Mills trying to recover after a whole shot and then all kinds of chaos in this heat race. He's going to come try to put the pressure on Josh Betts.
Yeah, glad to see him back up here. He dropped all the way back to as far as 15th. So let's see if he could make it in.
Oh, mistake from Betts. It's a mistake from Mills, though.
Yep. I'm actually going to go on board with Mills for a second here. He looks like he's a little bit frustrated at the moment, so we'll see how he rides around here.
Wow, nailing that triple in on a 250 is not an easy feat, and Daniel Mills getting after it.
Oh, and there it is. The track looks a little bit, I mean, I know you guys usually use the same traction, but it looks a little bit more slippery tonight for the 250, guys.
I think it's the higher speeds,
True.
I believe.
True.
Causing the issues.
And he destroys Bachelet. So Carlo going into 7th, destroying 8th. Now Betts is going to take 8th. Is Doron almost going to go into... Oh, here he
comes from off track.
Oh!
Falls down, takes down Doron. Here comes Riley Morin and try to capitalize here as Bachelet had to roll the finish. And Scheinman's still right there in the mix as well. This last transfer battle is definitely a hot seat. It's so hot no one wants it. As Bachelet has it right now. He's got a blue bar to get lapped, but he's also battling Morin for the last transfer. Morin goes down. Scheinman gets lapped.
Bachelet with a mistake.
Oh, Blake with the boner air Leclerc.
Oh.
And he's going to go on by, takes the last transfer, as our leader got taken down by the lapper.
Yeah, Scheinman looking pretty solid tonight.
I don't even know what you do if you're Bachelet here. You're getting lapped, but you're battling for a last transfer. Thomas Sillick in the mix as well. Scheinman right now has it. But again, that's the spot that no one wants, it seems.
Yeah, tonight it's been a bit of a hot potato, definitely just being passed around. Scheinman doing that quad, if we want to call it, table over.
It seems losing a lot of time in that corner. Sillick carrying a lot of speed around the outside right here into the whoops.
Sillick just holding it. Why the wheelie?
Oh my gosh.
Woo!
His balls are the size of coconuts making a pass for the last transfer around the outside. That's a risky endeavor, especially in MX Simulator Racing.
Yeah, that was a very, very aggressive line, but made it work perfectly. So Hats off to him, but Scheinman is not done yet. Oh, wait, no. I was talking about in my own streams that for some reason, and everybody else seems that way, that magnets are also known as tough blocks. Once you get into one, you just seem to get sucked up into them. Scheinman's still doing what he can, one spot out. I'm actually going to go on board with him for a second. Let's see. Catch up.
It's going to be between him and Silic as they're 10 seconds behind Betts, who holds that 8 spot. At the front of the field, we still got a ways, so stay on that 9 spot.
Oh yeah, definitely. Watching Scheinman try to reel him in, I should say.
Rail him.
Okay. Rail him in. Oh, and Scheinman goes down hard.
Block disconnected from your
Adrian
channel.
Wilson going to take that 10 spot now, but he needs another one. Silic has the spot that everyone wants right now. At the front of the field, last corner, takes the win. The 15, Connor Holyak, looking to go with a win tonight, would give him the red plate coming into the next round.
Good battle for third there with Lang and Cohen out to the line. Silic, your final transfer, almost going over the bars though. And then over jumping. He's almost just wanting to give away this final transfer at this point.
Get a player smart down this last turn. He's got to do an on-off clean around the corner, and he will be on the way to the main event.
Good job by Silic.
428, Thomas Silic. So there we go.
He's happy.
Victor.
Oh, if he lands that. Aw. He almost landed like a 720 backflip in the middle of the whoop section. That would have been pretty legit.
Absolutely. So Holyak, Nightcott, Lang, Cohenauer, Tyler Lewis, Kevin Lalone, Alex Carlo, Josh Betts, and Thomas Silic. They're main event bound. Wilson, Scheinman, Doron. Last week's winner, Daniel Mills, Daniel Bachelet, James Cohen, Riley Morin, Salty Walty, Gevhart, Tyler Groen, all going LCQ bound. Holy guacamole, that LCQ is stacked.
Yeah, I'm excited about the LCQ, and even the semis coming up. These are going to be pretty stacked as well, so it's, I don't know, like the more the year goes on, of course, is just any type of racing, we start to see who is a bit more fit and who's going to run a top 5, and surprising when you see them not quite make it through, like last week. Daytona was a bit of a shakeup, so.
Josh Hamilton, Peter Locomotive Like, the Bomber, Jordan Vanderlee, Devin Ryan, Spencer. What's up, my dudes? Turley, Jeremy Henners, Doug Oakley, Reed Young, Alex Heckman, Steven Azarkowitz, Andrew Wood, Jesse Wildman, Clay Alfrey, Dom Tiberino, Sean Klein, Brady Stanley, round out your field, semi number 1 on the gate. Top 5 riders going to go to the main event.
Keep an eye on Skline off the start here. He got close to a pass to the main of his heat.
Tiberino, another good start, is going to lead the way. Triple up. He's got it.
Yeah, him and Skline both. Good ride.
Heckman right there in third.
This will be interesting. Skline and Heckman are pretty decent friends, yet racing's racing. So, and Heckman off track, but back in. Gets the pass.
And Heckman has the lead, but he's got Klein up the inside.
Oh, they almost came to go to Skline being a nice guy, going a little bit deeper in to make sure he doesn't cross in.
Tiberino now moves into the 2 spot. Top 5 guys trying to break away a little bit. Looks like 6th coming right with them as well. And Clay Alfrey in the 6-7 spot off track excursion. Josh Hamilton moves to 6th. Right now, the final transfer spot is the number 25 of the Bomber, Jordan Vanderlee.
Yeah, Hamilton doing anything he can right now to catch up, and he has Alfrey right behind both of them. No slouch in racing, so it'll be interesting to see. Oh, as Vanderlee makes a mistake. And
Hamilton came in aggressive, not able to triple up. Here comes Clay Alfredo.
I thought Alfrey was going over the bars on that. That was definitely close to a face.
Oh, Heckman getting up from a crash. That's going to drop him to the 5 spot with a lot of pressure from Josh Hamilton on the 98. Hamilton goes inside on him.
Inside doesn't seem to work as well, but definitely a separate line.
I think it's faster if you don't make a mistake, but we're seeing a lot of mistakes coming out of that line.
True.
Which I'm all about. I mean, that's awesome if you can make it. Vanderlee down in 5th, takes Heckman out. Heckman stays on the bike. Reed Young threads the needle on through.
Yep.
And the last transfer battle getting even hotter. Hamilton ran it in hard. He's going to case this finish.
Tiberino right now still looks like about 1.5 seconds up, and we've got Henners in 2nd, Skline in 3rd, Young and Heckman.
check out this last transfer. Vanderlei makes a mistake. Alfred going to go by, and they're chasing Heckman there. I've been really close, swapping a lot of positions back there, and that everyone wanting that top 5. No one wants to go to that LCQ.
Oh, Skline was down in the corner, so that drops Skline to the or went outside. Sorry,
out of it. Yeah. So Clay Alfred going to go into the spot. The 188.
Gonna go on board for a second with Skline. See how he gets around this track, trying to catch up to this top 5. A little tire tap before the triple is interesting. I like that.
That's technical because if you don't get it just right, you drive too deep into the triple face and it causes all kinds of problems. Klein going to try this inside.
Beautiful inside, yeah.
Made it work. Definitely closed the gap on Alfred, who's all over Reed Young.
It's kind of cool to watch it on board to see the battle ahead of him, too.
Alfred trying to make a move, get out of that number 5 spot, but he's got to be careful. He's in a transfer, doesn't want to blow it. He's got to run down the inside, but he's also got the swaps, makes the move. Sketchy as can be by Reed Young. Reed Young now in the spot. Sean Klein trying to chase them down. He needs one of those spots.
Yeah, Skline isn't really doing any mistakes, doing anything bad in any way. It's just these guys all run at such a high caliber speed and lap time. It's just trying to find and, minimize any mistakes. He's doing, except for that. That's a case.
That's going to be another case out onto the triple. Still going to get the off, but losing more and more time. He needs to close that gap up on Reed Young.
Yeah, I got to kind of keep an eye out on this Alfrey Young battle here. It looks like they keep getting pretty close. Skline falling a little bit further back.
Yeah, and Heckman definitely not out of reach either, as he's in that 3 spot. Henners in second even. As Henners goes down in the number 2 spot, he's going to drop a lot of spots. Is he going to drop him out of a transfer?
Here comes Skline. Nope. Skline's going to give it back to him.
Now here comes the bomber of Vanderlei, and he's going to go down. Wow. Coffins, boys.
Yeah, the Whoops seem to claim a lot of victims here tonight. I don't know if they're any more difficult than any other week. I've yet to try them, but looks like it's going to be a definitely a deal breaker.
Not that difficult, but long. So obviously anytime they're long, if you get a little bit sideways, causes problems. Right now, Josh Hamilton runs in the 6th spot. Sean Klein drops to 7th. Henners is the one.
Hamilton down.
So Klein going to go back into 6th with Vanderlei 7th chasing. Henners has a pretty good gap. He has 6 seconds, so he doesn't have to watch his insides or anything, but he does have to be smooth here, as they should be grabbing the white flag as they come over the finish line.
Yeah, this is their last lap. Yep.
White flag flies, our leader. Haven't talked about him much, and that means he's doing a good job out front. TBR
Hitter's down. So Skline is going to have a chance. He's not going to have too much of a gap. But behind him, also Vanderlei gets around too. Oh, Vanderlei, is right on him.
And Vanderlei knows how to be aggressive. He doesn't have the nickname the Bomber for blowing people up for no reason.
Yeah, our own personal Bam Bam in ways, but let's see if he can make it work here. Skline is known to buckle a little bit under. Oh, that scrub by Vanderlei. Did you see that?
Absolutely. As Fro Tiberino takes the win. Vanderlei with the mistake, but he's not giving up.
Not yet. No, definitely not. Vanderlei never gives up.
Oh, he's going to go into this last turn like a suicide bomber, guaranteed. Jordan Vanderlei on the 25, off track, doesn't care, not letting up.
He even scrubbed onto that table
Here
off.
He goes.
Here, yep.
Inside.
Oh, Skline throws it away. Oh.
And Henner's going to come across. Now, Vanderlei did go off track there.
He did, yes.
There have been cuts potentially that would allow Henner's in. But as of right now, Dominic Tiberino, Clay Alfrey, Alex Heckman, Reed Young, and Jordan Vanderlei are your top 5. Henners on the outside looking in along with Sean Klein. We're going to wait for cuts to come in before we say that it's official. That my number 1 from Indianapolis. MotoOption Supercross presented by Racetech. Wow, the action's going fast and heavy tonight. Hey, can you tell I'm feeling a little hyped up tonight? Oh, cuts are in and the transfers stay the same, although Reed Young does pass Alex Heckman, but it doesn't matter. They're both going to the main event.
Yeah, interesting on the cuts there. Figured a little bit more for him, but got kind of lucky. I honestly thought.
Number 2, we're going to take 5 more guys to the main event. Samuel Bergeron, Devin Davis, Matthias Janis, Michael Wheeler, Dylan Copeland, Stephen Barrington, Casey Ohlert, Brian Haskell, Jeremy Shipley, Roy Mitchell, Zoe Cross, William St. Laurent, Jeff Cooper, Jack Fowler, Chase Donovan, Rush Chapman. Gates down into turn number 1.
Oh, with Chapman off the start, he is
Davis
just putting.
Another hole shot on the 45. Let's see if he can hold on to this one.
Yep, he's already made it further than he did last time, so let's see if he can hold it.
Yeah, Team DX3 rider and team owner leader going through the tough blocks.
By the way,
Not
Haskell,
given
that was in second,
0.
down on the second rhythm there.
Give some love to the 45 of Devin Davis, who's trying to make like a Holiday Inn Express and check out.
Oh, right behind him. I caught that on camera, thankfully. Oh, and they both go down, actually. Fowler and Shipley. Shipley ran into the back of Fowler, somehow stayed up just before that triple, and they both came out of it clean. Like, no big. I don't know. I don't think you see that too often. But right now, as we go through top 5, Davis, Copeland, Janice, Wheeler, and Shipley.
What? Wheeler's in a transfer spot.
I know,
No.
gotta love it. Yeah, go Wheels. Also, a big
Wheels
shout out
would
to
have
him
made
for our
all year.
host.
I mean, if he played more than the hour before the race every week, he might have a chance.
Yeah, it's good to see him giving a little bit of TV time to the man, as I said, our host for these events, and I appreciate all the hard work he does for everything for Race Factory and everything included.
President, co-founder, webmaster, event host,
All around
and
badass.
third place rider in semi number 2 on the versuspc.com FamMX number 175. Michael Wheeler getting a little dirty over the triple.
Yeah, Copeland behind was like, I need to answer to that whip. That was beautiful.
Yeah, the Tiger Designs boys, Copeland, one of them, and they always know how to throw it dirty. So Wheels just setting an example, saying you're not the only team that can get after it. And Shipley, he's been a race winner this year and was a title contender before a couple rage quits. He runs in the 5 spot.
Yeah.
That's the spot that everyone needs, top 5. It doesn't matter the position at this point, right?
Yep, exactly. Copeland ahead of him, though, getting a little swappy. It looks like Shipley might. Yep, he does get this 4th.
And Copeland with the mistake off track. He's going to pull it back in because Jeff Cooper not far behind, lurking on the MDC. I don't know what MDC stands for, but my Donkey Kong. Number 117.
Yeah, still great racing tonight. Always enjoy watching it on a tight, fast track like this. It makes it seem like there's a lot more racing going on, which, I mean, there is in a lot of ways, but it's being a lot tighter, oh, and he gets around Wheeler. Wheeler's down, sadly. So Wheels is going to hold on to this final transfer. Cooper's way back. He must have made a big mistake. And Fowler is actually going to take 1 spot out, battling with Olhart. On the inside, Chapman with that inside pass. And puts him on the ground.
Bye-bye, Casey.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, man, I feel like there's a 5-second gap from Wheels, who's 5th, back to 6th. But I have a feeling the pressure might just mount here. We're 3 minutes into this 4-minute plus 1 lap moto. Leading the way still.
I'll be
The
giddy like a little
DX3
schoolgirl
number
if
45.
Wheels makes it.
Hey, you better give some TV time to the 45 because you know he's going to watch it. Devin Davis.
Actually, you know what? Let's
Much
even
better
go on
than
board with Davis for a second here. Let's see who's getting around this track in first here.
He's about to come into some lapped riders here in this short semi-race. He should be getting a white flag next time around. On the 45, he has a 7.8 second lead. Running 52 flat as his hot lap so far. Not a bad lap here in a semi. Nice consistent run for the 45 DX3 Rashid.
They make that triple in every section. Of course, being the 450 with the power, it makes it a little bit easier, but they make it look so easy. Even I, as an amateur in the 450, I'd struggle getting a lot of those triple ins.
Oh, Shipley is down in second, so that's going to open the door for the 413 of Matthias Janis. Hey, about that Matthias guy, you know anything about him? What does he do tomorrow night?
Yeah, let's go ahead and give him a quick shout out. He does the amateur streams for all you guys. If you enjoy any of the racing you see tonight, he does all the amateur stuff at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow on twitch.tv/Matthias, MATIAS_43. Be sure to check him out tomorrow, guys.
For sure, Shipley back up running in the 3 spot. Wheels in 4th. And as someone says in chat, somebody definitely needs to IP check Wheels. Somebody must be racing for him. He's getting it done out there. And the battle for the last transfer is on.
Yeah, Copeland had a big mistake there and went off track. Watching Fowler get around to see if we can get more.
White flag. 1 lap to go. Fowler has it. Cooper chasing hard.
Cooper wants it bad. I mean, he had a transfer, or was 1 out, and now, and there's the mistake. They both go down. Wow.
Okay, so Fowler power. He dropped some bananas going into that corner and Mario Karted those fools. Now he has a huge gap back to that last transfer spot. Nice breathing room from Fowler. As, I just saw Wheels goes over the berm and goes down. Fowler
No,
gonna go
Wheels.
up into the 4 spot.
Go
Wheels can
Wheels.
get back going. Can he?
No,
ram
Wheels!
right through the
The magnets! The magnets!
He's gonna throw a little whip for style. He's gonna try to make it into this main event on the 175. Can he go mistake free for 2 straightaways to get it done?
Oh, that looks sketchy
Gets the
coming off
3
that
on.
lip.
Hopefully he just cruises this last section.
Good job, Wheels. And he's into the main. Good job,
Congratulations,
Wheels.
first main event of the year for the 175 of Michael Wheeler. So let's set this up. Devin Davis with a great win here in semi number 2. Matthias Janis, Jeremy Shipley, Jack Fowler, and Michael Wheeler going to the main event. Brian Shack Attack Haskell, Roy Mitchell, Zoe Cross, Casey Ohlert, Jeff Cooper, Samuel Bergeron, D. Cope, Dylan Copeland, William St. Laurent, Chase Donovan, and Rush Chapman going to join Stephen Barrington in the LCQ.
Yeah, last week included. I mean, we've had some really stacked LCQs coming up lately. And tonight... Go ahead, sir.
Top 5 stay the same, and it's, speaking of LCQs, it's that time, baby.
Oh, yes.
250 LCQ.
It's always a good time of the night when the LCQs hit because we allow a little bit more bar banging. Aggression is going to happen. It's your last chance to make it in, so let's see who gets the top 4 tonight.
And we're going to set the field on the line. We have Tyler Fry, Craig Richards, Ben Toy, James Cohen, Salty, Walty Gebhardt, Daniel Batchelor, Phil Doyon, Daniel Mills, Fred Heather, Kellen Brower, Riley Moore, and Eduardo Simos, Blake Scheiman, Trevor Doyeron, Jesse Hindy, Adrian Wilson. Only 4 of these guys are going to go to the main event. 3 minutes plus 1 lap. So it's probably going to be about a 5, maybe 6 lap shootout here.
This will be exciting. And also, one person we mentioned in the rundown, Daniel Mills, last week's winner in the LCQ. Are we going to see a repeat of last week where one of our points contenders don't make it in? Have to find out.
And Richards third in points, also in this. Mills with a great jump out of the gate again into turn number 1. Jesse Hindy on the 2-stroke from the outside, Team DGX.
Brower with a good start.
Brower and Daniel Mills third and second. James Cohen right now battling with Simos for that 4 spot as they go up and down over the rhythm section. They go into the first Supercross triple. Simos is going to have 4th. Jason Mills, Brower,
Cohen, hard case. Cohen was 1 out and ended up, looks like, missing a gear for that triple.
Oh, our leader's down. Jesse Hindy goes down. Collects Richards with him. Richards trying to get back going. Remember, 3rd in points, and he gets double.
He needs to get up.
Puts him down.
Yeah, right now, Brower, our starting system's flag captain.
Doyon and Doron both down in the rhythm. They were both in near that transfer spot.
Also, as we talked about earlier, doesn't since you make the track doesn't make you fast. Scheiman not in a transfer for tonight, and he made this track.
He's about to be, as there's 2 riders down.
Oh, here it is.
Salty Walty. The other is Simos, but Scheiman heavy pressure from Fred Heather on the 71 for that last.
Looking back for Richards, he is sitting in 8th, as we talked about, 3rd in points. He needs to get in tonight.
Richards, a fan of big whoop sections, should love the track tonight. Back-to-back whoop sections for him.
Yeah, it looks like Whoops isn't his problem after
Heather
he
lands on Scheiman, takes him down.
Oh no!
Opens the door for Simos, who's lagging out like the Brazilian that he is.
Yeah, I was making sure that wasn't the server. I was like, oh no, not again, not flashbacks of last year.
Oh, bummer for Scheiman.
Going back out front really quick, Mills cruising away with this as a 3.2 second lead. Kellen Brower, sorry systems, of course you guys know who he is. Holding on to 2nd, Gebhardt 3rd, and Simos 4th, holding on. Wilson 1 out, but he does have Richards, which needs a top 4. And I know it's usually for anybody in here, but yeah, this close in points, you really need this.
Yeah, he has to be able to capitalize on Connor Lynn's not being in the race tonight. Richards absolutely needs to get this done. He's got to get around Adrian Wilson first and then put the attack down.
Is he over the bars?
Off. There he is. I would say that's going to end his night.
That's done for him. Scheiman, though, in 6th, watching this battle with him. And not a lot going on in this top 4. Simos does have Wilson, but Wilson does go off track. But yeah, this battle right now was Scheiman versus Doyon. A good battle back here.
Fortunately, not going to mean anything if they can't get some luck to get up into some transfer spots.
Sadly, yep, very true. Checking back up in this top 4, looks like still Mills, Brower, Gebhardt, and Simos. Simos isn't really that far ahead of, well, Wilson, a little mistake there, but capitalizes on it.
And a lot of pressure on Simos right now. Let's check the lap time. 54.8 for Simos. 56.4 for Wilson. So Wilson dropping time. He's 3.4 out of a transfer spot. Got to make something happen on the quality graphics. Number 172.
Yeah, right now, glad to see Kellen so far in a transfer, which is good this week. He had a little bit of a struggle bus a couple weeks ago. Daytona didn't go too bad for him, but looks like tonight he might make it in as of right now. On that two-smoker, too.
Grabbing that white flag this time around as Mills leads the way with pressure from Brower and Salty Walty. These top three. Then Eduardo Simos in the 4th spot.
Kellen off track. Walty's going to get past. He does. Kellen backs off. Does not want to go legs off for any reason by anyone.
Waiting for it to tighten up, but it's not tightening up right now. Simo's running a solid 4th. Wilson is down, so that's going to open the door for Doyon to go to 5th, but he's got a lot of time to make up. It's going to take a mistake from Simos on this final lap.
Yeah, a mistake and a half for sure with that big of a gap. It's sitting at it's like 9.6 second.
Little bit of a battle for the win here. I don't know if they even care. Salty Walty and Daniel Mills, they're both going to the main event if they stay where they're at. So do they care to push the issue for a win? Hard saying.
Yeah, I think Mills is just happy after last week getting a win this week in his heat, not doing too well, and coming back in his LCQ to win. So possibly.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get it done. 1 turn to go. Daniel Mills, the 31 Tiger Designs machine, takes the LCQ win. Salty Walty and Kellen Brower are going to join him in the main, as well as the 294 Mad Cape machine of Eduardo Simos.
Simos did a good job holding on to the pressure in that race. He held that final transfer for quite a bit.
Lots of rage quits behind there, as those guys not going to go to the main event.
And one of those rage quitters, sadly, your 3rd in points, Greg Richards. Can I get an F in chat to pay respects, guys? But yeah, sadly, that's how it goes.
Absolutely. Hey, we got in there one of those LCQs, though. This one's the 450 one coming up.
And not only that, it's a stacked 450 tonight. We have quite a few guys that should have already made it through, no problem. But, races be races.
Hey, I'll tell you who's capitalizing tonight. Not in 1st and 3rd in points, not in the main event. You know who is? Connor Holyak winning that heat race earlier.
Yeah, Holyak looks solid tonight. That is for sure. But see what goes on with him. But again, and once again, to all you guys out in there in chat land watching tonight, I hope you're all having a fantastic night watching. Thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. If you have not yet, please hit that follow button. It's free to do and takes like 5 seconds. And that way you can keep up with all your Start Your Systems action.
Alrighty, on the gate. 450 LCQ, 3 minutes plus 1 lap. 4 riders: Josh Hamilton, Peter Locomotive Lock, Dylan Copeland, Devin Ryan, Andrew Wood, Spencer. What's up, my dudes? Turley, Casey Ohlert, Jeremy Henners, Brian Haskell, Doug Oakley, Roy Mitchell, Steven Azarkwitz, Rush Chapman, Jesse Wildman, Samuel Bergeron, Zoa Cross, William St. Laurent, Jeff Cooper, Sean Klein, Brady Stanley, Chase Donovan. Round out your field. The gate ready to fall.
Keep an eye on Turley on the start here. Give him a little bit of TV time. Here we go. Good start for him. Skline on the outside. Oh, Skline goes down.
Haddock gets cleaned by Shack Attack. Uh-oh. Spencer Turley, what's up, my dudes? I'm going to the lead on the number 49.
Yeah, good to see him with it. Good early start. Wildman going by. No, not yet. Everybody being smart, though. Nobody caused a pile up.
Chaos. Yeah, guys trying to check up a little bit. Wildman going to go to the lead. Turley, Stanley, Cooper, and Chapman. Oh, Cooper gets taken down into the back wheel of Chapman.
So many fast guys in here.
Casey Ohlert right now holds the hot seat. The 4th spot. Chapman, Mitchell, Cross right there. And that's Stanley down in the face of the finish. He was in the 3 spot. Now he's falling back.
Also, who's that down? Roy Mitchell also makes a big mistake, too. Takes out a couple other riders.
It looks like Awood went down. And jeepers, all kinds of mistakes.
So much going on. Yeah, keeping an eye on 4th right now. I got, 5th, Devin Ryan, 1 out. Of course, Zoa Cross, your final transfer right now.
Oh, and there's a pileup, 2nd and 3rd. That was Chapman and Wildman down.
Oh, no.
So out front. My dudes, Turley. Zella Cross, Devin Ryan, Casey Ohlert with heavy pressure from Stanley, 4th and 5th.
Stanley going on the
goes to
inside.
There it is. That inside is definitely faster. Hard to execute clean. Ohlert going to have to tuck in line behind
Not
the
100%
22.
sure if it's faster or if he blocks that outside line that they're coming around. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's pretty
It tucks
even.
pretty tight.
Yeah.
It's a lot shorter distance and a pretty good rut to rail.
True.
And you have to slow down after you come out of the berm. We're already halfway through this thing. Stanley under heavy pressure. He just had his buddy Richards not make the main event, who's 3rd in that 250 class points. Stanley was off last week with a ban, I believe. Either that or he didn't make the main. I can't recall.
I really enjoy Stanley's gear also. He always has a 22, of course, but he looks like Reed. Oh, here we go. Lapper
Ohlert
being
to
clean.
the inside.
Oh,
Tucks it to keep it clean.
Yep.
Makes a mistake, slides out.
Bergeron's
That's
going to go
allow
by.
Bergeron to try to take a run at Stanley, and Stanley creeps up on Devin Ryan. Stanley going to go to that inside again. Let's see it. Yeah, it's definitely making him time, without a doubt.
True. Yeah, I thought last time it just looked like the rider on the outside had backed off a little bit, worried that he was going to cut across.
That's crazy because it looks like he went so slow through that inside, but it definitely made up some
Hey,
time.
slow and steady wins the race half the time, so let's see what they can do with that line. If if anybody can tomac it and reel it, we'll see if it makes it even faster lap. Right now, Stanley.
Stanley going to go
by Ryan.
by Devin Ryan with the mistake. Roy Mitchell going to try to capitalize. Casey Ohlert right there as well.
A lot of good racing. Oh, and behind Chapman over here. Oh, the wheelie!
Oh, Mitchell almost saves it, but gets up into the tough blocks. So Ohlert going after Ryan. They're going to get the white flag this time around. Oh, Stanley with a mistake. Ryan going to go back by. Stanley checks up to not run into him.
And right behind him, Allard is just watching this happen, getting ready to make his move. There's Stanley on that inside. That time didn't
lose
look...
time
yeah.
that time for sure. He didn't carry enough momentum out of it. So Ohlert going to close the gap on the Stanley, and it's about white flag time. Down the rhythm they go.
Yeah, definitely a risk or reward inside, but if you can keep it clean like he has most of the time, then definitely faster.
Oh, who's that down? That's Zoe Cross on the ground. And he is going to stay in the last transfer, but not able to jump the finish. And jumping over him is going to be Chapman. Into him is Chapman. Ohlert going to get collected. No, he gets through. Steven Azarkowitz trying to get through. Casey Ohlert has it. Don Klein now in 5th. 1 lap to get it done. Can the 74 of Klein reel in Casey Ohlert on the number 93 TBR machine?
Oh, and he goes down. Line goes down.
All right, so Spencer Turley leading the way, going to take the win here, almost likely. Stanley 2nd, Ryan 3rd. The battle is 4th. Casey Ohlert has a good gap over Rush Chapman. Chapman trying to do everything he can to close in and make something happen.
They give Spencer Turley a tiny bit of TV time as he goes around for this final turn here.
What's up, my dudes? I'm going to take this checkered flag home with me and put it on YouTube. Spencer Turley on the number 49.
Yeah, glad to see him make it through. And Stanley, of course, having a good ride in 2nd, looking like Chad Reed, bringing it home.
Surviving the LCQ.
Yeah, Ryan
Devin Ryan going to go through. And attaboy, Casey Ohlert. Team TBR. Going to be our final rider going to the main event. Rush Chapman rage quits in 5th. Bergeron 6th. Henners, Copeland, Zarkwitz. The Wild Man, Jesse Wildman, whole shot. No transfer. And Shack Attack Haskell way back after getting collided with on the start. I'm sure we'll hear about that one later.
I don't know if I've just been missing him or not, but Zarkowitz, I remember racing him in amateurs last year, so it's pretty cool to see him in pro. I did not remember him making the switch yet, so good to see him. I mean, didn't make it in tonight, but awesome to see him make it into pro races.
Yeah, a couple other notables. William St. Laurent, Peter the Locomotive Like not making the main event tonight. But
Zola crossed himself off that list, too. Bummer.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, guess what?
It's main time. All right.
Who do you got in this 250?
Ooh, it's been an interesting one. I'm going to run through the lineup one more time really quick before we get going, but I don't know.
How do you bet against Holyak? I mean, he looks so good in that heat.
Are we going to call him out, or are we going to cross him off our list for who to call out?
I mean, I think we should cross him off because it makes the field so wide open without a Holyak on the list. I mean, who knows? We don't have Holyak. Richards didn't make the main. Linz isn't on the gate. I don't even know. I'm going to have to go through the lineup because I don't even know who else is in there. A lot of heavy hitters, of course.
It's one of those, too, tonight that if anybody can beat Holyak, that shows a lot for your speed.
Can Daniel Mills make it 2 in a row? I mean, I'm almost going to give him the whole shot already.
Yeah,
even though he's on the outside, most likely, he's going to be able to rail around that first turn the way he's been getting out of the gate.
But at the same time, he did have to go to an LCQ.
But he's
We'll
2 for
see.
2 on
yeah,
whole shots.
true.
And here we go. Ethan Trip Tez Parks, Chase DeSell, Benny Landry, Chase Blakely, Jeremy Konar, Connor Holiak, Alex Carlo, Jake Rose, Salty Walty, Tom Sillick, Andre Santos, Daniel Mills, Josh Betts, Tyler Lewis, A. Tom Holm, Victor Nycott, Kellen Brower, Kevin Long, Eduardo Simonos, Josh Reed, Tyler Lang, Ivan Medina. That's your field.
I think I'm going to go DeSell tonight. He looked pretty solid, had a pretty good ride. He won his heat, if I remember correctly, after getting the impromptu backflip.
He actually lost it on cuts.
Oh,
to
true,
Jake Rose,
true.
Who I'm going to pick. Since we're crossing off the obvious choice, I'm going to say Jake Rose, and I'm also going to call out Mr. Brower for podium tonight.
Yeah, Brower's looking really solid tonight. Had a good ride. And, of course, guys, you always get onto us for amping up our warm-up lap. We're not going to do that tonight. But, as we always say, let's see who's going to win this curse. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at the point standings one more time, too.
There you go.
And just see, obviously, first and third not here. Chase Blakely, the one that can really capitalize here, along with Andre Santos. Blakely comes in tied for third in points with Richards. Going to break that tie just by lining up for this main event.
And the one...
And Santos also in here. Nycott. All those guys have a good chance to move up into the top 3 in points based on their finish tonight.
And look who's doing well already, as he called out tonight as the whole shot champ. Oh, no. As I say, I know it doesn't matter, no more laps, but either way, it's good to see Mills get another whole shot. Wanting to stamp that curse on his name and see if he can pull it off and do a Fresquez, as we saw a couple weeks ago.
MX Junkie agrees with me in chat with the Jake Rose pick. Wouldn't that be something? Jake Rose pulls off a win, and we're on the gate. It's going to be a long one, a lot of laps.
No, technically not long. Just, yeah, as you said, a lot of laps. A lot of thumb pump for these guys for sure.
P13, D Mills on the outside, but can he pull off another whole shot? Brower second gate from the outside on the 38.
Yeah, keep an eye on Brower here. Let's see how our buddy does.
Gate is down. Mills with a great jump, moving over on the field, but from the inside, Landry on the 88 is going to get to the line first and lead the way. Looked like Brower might have got into the back of Mills.
No dry clean only for Landry tonight, folding up the lead already.
Alex Carlo, Daniel Mills are your top 3. Triptez up in the mix as well. He's up to 4th.
Come on, buddy. Oh, big. Actually, no, not even a pileup off it. Just one rider down back there.
Mills off the triple. His laundry's dirty right now. He's going to go after Benny to wash it up for him.
Carlo boner air onto the table.
Triptez up into the podium spot, a third on the number 84 Heckman Productions machine.
I'd be so proud of him. I don't think he's ever done better than 9th, I think, in a main. So let's see how our boy does. Oh, it almost goes down on that little wedge jump.
Landry trying to take off. Mills trying to make it 2 in a row. Runs in the 2 spot out of the LCQ. Tagger Designs rider. He will definitely win the style award over the triples tonight. The Tagger boys know how to get it sideways.
Since we're stretching it out a little bit, let's go with top 5 real quick. Landry out front, Mills, DeSalle, Santos, and Parks. Your top 5 running early in this race.
I'm going to take a look back in the field while you watch whatever you want to find the 15.
DeSalle versus Santos here. Good battle.
Holiak all the way back in the 15 spot. He's got a lot of work to do. He's got to capitalize on Linz being not in the race tonight.
Sounds like Dungey at Daytona, yet if anybody could do it, Holiak is a guy that could make it happen. Santos makes a mistake, so Parks is going to get right up on the back of him.
And update on Brower, he runs in 9th right now on the SYS by Water number 38, 2-stroke.
Hey, one thing about Kellen, if any of us knows, he usually has a better late race than he does early race, so hopefully he can capitalize on his position and keep going forward. Oh, down is Santos, so it's going to allow Parks and Carlo to get by. This is for 4th.
Spot. Oh, no, nothing to check out. It's Chase DeSalle.
Yeah, I saw that. Mills goes off.
Off track. And DeSalle, oh, now he's off track, but just keeps it pinned beside, not even worried about getting back on.
Carlo cutting really tight inside that turn, almost going face first in that pole. And almost makes a big mistake. Yeah, there you go. Looks like out front still with your lead, Landry at 2.7 seconds. Not a bad lead at all. DeSalle second, Mills right here. Park still, and Carlo.
We'll see the lap times. Landry comes by 54.4 to sell 52.8. So he's the man on the move.
Good battle here. Hate to keep going back to Park. Seems like he always seems to be in a battle.
And while off screen, DeSalle did that whoop line that we saw Armstrong doing earlier where he doubled in and then jumped the entire whoop section.
That's
Maybe
a really
that's where
cool
he's making
line.
up his time on the 34.
Here
Risky.
comes
but
Carlo is going to
fast.
go up on the inside of. Oh, he does put Parks down. Wow, slid out a little bit. Definitely unintentional, but sucks for Parks. Let's see what else happens. But Landry looks like he does have DeSalle, as you said, right there on him. We might have a battle here soon.
Definitely reeling him in, and the shorter lap time, Lapper is going to be a huge factor tonight. They're a straightaway away from getting into Lappers already, and they're only on lap number 4.
Since we're on a. Oh,
And
and there it
goes
is.
the lead.
As I'm on board with him, that was an amazing pass as he makes a big mistake to
What's
jump
gonna
back
happen?
one.
Landry gonna go on off around the outside. DeSalle,
Oh, and he puts him down.
I thought was going to give him room. Mills going to go into the 2 spot. Check-in lap times 53.3 for DeSalle, 54.5 for Daniel Mills. Landry back up and down again in 3rd, so here goes Alex Carlo into the 3rd spot. Brower going to come up into the number 4 spot now.
Gets lucky around him. Brower, of course, on that 2-stroke tonight. Everybody loves to see.
So Landry get back going in 5th finally.
Parks has now dropped back to 8th, sadly, after that get off. Lang back here, Holiak. Holiak up to 10th now.
And Hoyak moving through the field for sure. Nice safe track re-entry there by Lang.
Yeah.
At a boy moto chasing rider, Mr. Tyler Lang.
Yeah, sacrificed himself in the tough blocks a little bit, but hey, made it work.
Yeah, absolutely. Just waited till he could get on safely so racing can continue. Doesn't cause himself or other riders to hit the deck again. I like to see it, and there's a rider down. That's Parks, and gets clipped by Holm.
Yep, there's DeSalle doing that. I just went on board with it last second where he jumps into those whoops and clears out. Right now at a 10.2 second lead.
We've lost Daniel Mills at the front. He's dropped all the way to the 7th spot, so that puts Carlo into 2nd. Brower into the podium spot in 3rd with heavy pressure from Landry.
Yeah, a
That's
lot of
battle
racing
right
left,
now.
but good to see Kellen up here. As I said, Landry and Reed. Landry with a drive on the whoop, so he's going to go outside. Gets blocked.
Yeah, Reed, another strong performance at Daytona, battling for a podium spot much of the main event before falling back late in the race. And now he's going to go up into the number 4 spot, potentially. He's down the inside on Landry, makes the move.
Yeah, I got sucked up into those tough blocks, as I kept saying earlier tonight. The magnets, it just seems that, like I said, once you hit one, you just stay in them. That inside worked really well for Landry there.
And Landry putting the pressure on Josh Reed.
And just like that, the smallest mistakes will separate the pack just a little bit.
Brower under pressure from Reedy now. He's trying to close in on Alex Carlo.
Yeah, Reed.
Sell
Down.
seconds.
Yeah, Reed goes down at the landing of the finish line off track. So
That's a
allows-
Landry. Landry into 4th.
Landry was just in the lead.
Down. Now Reed's going to go on by.
Yeah, so DeSalle now way out here in the lead.
Oh, Reed's down, but not off the bike, and Mills is going to clip him. Landry's going to clip him.
Carlo down.
And Dillick went on by into 4th now. Went by 3 guys all piled up in the turn.
Yeah, so Kellen up to 2nd now after Carlo going down. So Kellen going further and further up, which at the same time allows DeSalle to sit at an 18.1 second lead at 6.5 minutes right about. So that's just crazy. He's flying. I'm actually going to go on board. We need to see him around for a lap on this track. Let me know if any battles come on or anything.
Interestingly enough, DeSalle does not have the fastest lap on the track. Fastest lap on the track, laying on the ground right now in 9th place, is Connor Holyak. Now make that 10th after he gets back up going from that crash.
DeSalle making sure he doesn't get tangled up with these lappers that he's around. Good job by the lappers staying inside. Oh, the case.
Oh, DeSalle clips, gets passed back by 2 lappers. Trying to get around the number 87. Ivan Medina needs to get out of the way of our leader. Actually taking advantage of a rider trying to get out of the way, making a pass. Medina needs to move. It's under a second. Not getting out of the way on the TM Factory Racing machine, the 87.
Here comes that line. Double, double. Whoops. Beautiful. Sal just capitalizing on this race tonight. Brower looking solid in 2nd still. Carlo 3rd. Landry, Silic, Mills, Holm, Reed, Lang, Santos back here. Nikon, Cohenauer, Blakely, Holiak. Holiak all the way back to 14th. And down again is Holiak.
And guess what time it is? We're halfway through this 15-minute main event.
It's time for one of those sexy countdowns. Let's hear it.
This one brought to you by twitch.tv/ What's your name again?
I am Motoagogo.
Oh, our leader is actually on the ground, but he has a huge lead. But it's going to allow all those lappers that he just went around to go back by. Chase to sell. Prime Design Graphics going to get back going. We're going to check the lead here as we check out second place Kellen Brower, Vitamin Water SYS Racing number 38. The lead gap is now down to 7 seconds.
Wow.
Kellen Brower, could he win one of these things?
And Kellen's just I like to call him a steam locomotive. He's never going to be there like hauling butt to get to the end, from point A to point B, but he's going to stay solid and keep that consistency going. He definitely has a chance tonight.
Absolutely. So Brower runs in second, chasing down Chase to sell. Alex Carlo, the 66, runs in the 3 spot. Art Reflex
Ooh.
Designs. Well, let's see. He's not into the 3rd spot anymore. Benny Landry, Moto Savage has it and is going to give it right back. And now Thomas Sillick on the 428 is actually going to go into the 3rd spot as we're watching a lot of action right here during this top 10
good
rundown
battle
brought to you
here.
by Motoagogo. Thomas Sillick into 3rd, Carlo 4th now. Daniel Mills finds himself up in 5th. Team Tagger Designs on the 31. Let's watch him get saucy.
Yeah, last week's winner too.
So Mills backing up his strong ride last week, putting the pressure on for the number 4 spot right now. Love the style. Benny Landry drops into 6th and also drops the handlebar in the corner, but saves it, keeps on going.
I looked on purpose. A little bit of a bar drag, no big.
Josh Reed, Prime Design Graphics 809 in the 7 spot. Then we find Adam Holm on Architect, and now we find him in the dirt. It's going to allow Andre Santos to go on by. Santos going to put the Mad Cape machine up into the number 8 ride. Nycott 9th, and Holyak finds himself at the tail end of the Motoagogo top 10 rundown.
I appreciate that always with the, as we like to call it, the 50% rundown. I do appreciate that very much. And as we look back still, DeSalle sitting at a 11.7 second lead. He's pulled a little bit. He does have that big line in the loops, but honestly, Kellen could not be happier with a second right now. I bet he's just cruising. He wants to make this happen. Points is a bit of a stretch for him, but, anything could happen. Oh, the inside. That lapper taking the...
Walty.
Wow.
Passing up Brower.
Yeah.
Risky situation there. You cannot interfere with the leader as a lapper.
Getting a little bit extra seasoning around, but made it look clean, though. I mean, I'll give him that, but not what you're supposed to do in RF racing.
Yeah, I mean, you can pass a leader back. He's not breaking the rules, but you have to be extremely careful. And if you cause the leader to crash for any reason...
Yeah, that's a weak penalty.
Good,
yeah.
so definitely got to be careful. And Dillick, he's laying the hammer down, trying to reel in Brower. The 2nd place spot definitely not done yet. And Brower, I mean, honestly, with the lappers, the way that they are tonight, he's not out of this thing. 12 seconds behind your leader. As we look for a battle, we find a 3-rider freight train right now. 4th, 5th, and 6th. Landry, Carlo, Mills.
Yeah, Mills a little bit further back. Yeah, Landry having a good ride. I mean, he's been solid all night. Oh, and gets into the tough blocks. So, looks like Carlo's going to get the triple on. Landry did not. So this is going to be a drag race here in a second, depending on how they take it. Nope, he does go inside as he has all night.
Definitely the best ride I can remember seeing so far this season out of Alex Carlo, running in the top 5 on the number 66 Art Reflex Designs.
Speaking of which, that Reflex Designs gear is beautiful. That is really cool looking. I like the gray
Landry
bike.
Off the track, going to save it, but now Carlo going to be able to get by him on the inside potentially.
Side by side.
Landry off track again, cross jump, Carl unsafe. Track re-entry, Benny Landry takes down Alex Carlo. Josh Reed gonna inherit the top 5
Let's get chat going. Let me know if anything was said about that one.
And just a not intelligent move by Benny Landry, but I don't expect
sure.
anything less from him at this point.
Yeah, just just trying to do anything you can. We are only at 3 minutes left plus 1, and anything you can do to hold on to your position, guess you're gonna do it.
The lead still at 12 seconds for DeSalle. Brower second, 8 seconds over Sillick. Landry another mistake, runs in 4th and Carlo 5th. Mills trying to give chase a little bit back though in 6th. Josh Reed, Connor Holyak, there he is. Look at him, moves up into the 7 spot, and he's going to go after Daniel Mills now. Holyak's dropped his lap time down to a 51.6.
That was funny. You passed Reed so fast that as I was skipping through, my camera didn't even catch him going
Mills
by.
is down, so there goes the 6th spot for Holyak late in this race, capitalizing on valuable championship points.
Holyak
trying to take advantage of Lynn's not being on the gate.
As I said earlier, pretty much replicating what Dungey had to do this at Daytona, starting really deep in the pack, 15th, working all the way back up to right now is 6th, as you just said, as we watch him on board.
Yeah, he's running down Carlo quickly here.
Yeah, 51.6 is his fastest lap, which is just hauling.
Especially on a 250. I mean, it's fast for anyone. But
Yeah.
get that 3 on. Carlo, a little mistake, and allowed Holiak to get even closer. Holiak all over him now. See, I think he's going around this roller after the finish. Got the inside line, a lapper in the mix.
Ooh.
That's the 294 of Simos. Holiak going to try to go around the outside of Simos. Simos tucks it tight, lets him on by.
Simos playing the nice guy there. He easily could have just squared him up and cleaned him there.
And Josh Reed now moves into 6th. Santos 7th. Cohenauer 8th. Carlo down all the way to 9th place now.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised. I'm not saying anything against Reed, just Holiak being on board with him there for a bit. Holland, I mean, Reed still stayed pretty good pace.
51.6 lap time.
Yeah.
He's running it hard too. Remember, Josh Reed almost podium Daytona. Fell
That's
apart
true.
late
That
in
is
the
true.
race. So. Getting after it for sure. Just kind of latched onto the back of the 15 of Holiak. Next guy in these guys' sight is Silic, who's dropped the spot to Landry. Landry, the final podium spot right now.
By the way, update on our leader, it's 23. Oh, I mean, so many laps in that, but at the same time, bravo Kellen. Kellen has held onto this position. He's had pressure. He's had to deal with lappers. I'm proud of him. He's having a great ride, and this is going to be his first podium this season. So
yeah, Chase DeSalle, 21 seconds up, just went across the finish. There'll be 2 to go for him. Next time around, he'll grab that white flag. His time will expire on this lap. The 34 of DeSalle, great performance. Brower in 2nd, comfortable, 9 seconds over Landry, who's got Silic all over his back door.
yeah, I don't see Landry finishing this race in 3rd without some big pressure by Silic at all.
Well, here
And also
comes
Holiak too, exactly.
and
Yep.
Reed. This 3rd place spot's about to get real interesting.
It makes it even better. It's a final laps. Like, I love when this kind of stuff happens. I love last lap battles, so we might be in for a show here.
Absolutely. Looking
Oh yeah,
at the
here's
lap
Holiak.
times.
Look at him charging. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Landry makes a mistake down the whoops. He was a 54.9, 55.2 for Silic, and a 51.9 for Holiak. Holiak is on the move. Reed right there with a 52 as well. Here they come. 3 riders in the same corner, in the air at the same time, over the triple, into the Supercross triple. 3 wide.
Holiak smart.
Gonna check up, wait for his spot.
Yep.
Rider down off the triple. They're going to get through clean somehow. Josh Reed has fallen down, by the way. He's not in the mix anymore.
And of course, we are on white flag lap coming across the line for anybody watching as well. So this is coming down to the wire.
Going to go inside
on the inside.
Silic.
Beautiful.
Silic comes back aggressive.
Oh,
Cleans
very
up. Puts
aggressive.
them both on the ground. And guess what, Benny Landry? You just might have got gifted that podium spot. Now, when I say gifted, you rode great all race just to be in the contention there. And hey, how much did Connor Linz pay Silic to do that?
Oh, that was that's probably a half stack, maybe full stack.
Back to the front. One
Oh,
corner to go.
Landry down.
Prime
Landry
design
down.
graphics. Chase DeSalle takes the win.
I picked for
in
the night too.
Indianapolis. Kellen Brower 2nd, 3rd Landry. Waiting to see. Holiak is into 4th. Now he's going to capitalize on some good points.
Yeah, Landry.
Get Landry.
Yeah, he made a big mistake, went legs off, which, allowed Holiak to catch up quite a bit. I don't think he'll get another gift, though.
Landry,
Unless he's whoops.
Holiak, how pumped is he right now with Silic for driving it in there and putting them both on the ground?
Yeah, he owes him a steak dinner, or at least lobster, something.
It looks like Brower takes 2nd, and Benny Landry going to round out the podium spots on the number 88. Holiak to 4th.
Wow,
Great
Holiak.
ride for the
Could be
15th.
for cuts,
Andre
though. Never know.
Santos, top 5. Here comes Josh Reed as Silic goes down again. Falls all the way to 7th. Nope, make that 8th as Cohenauer goes 7th. Silic going to get going in 8th with Alex Carlo right there. And cuts are in. So
Yep, no
DeSalle,
change.
Brower, Landry, Holiak, Santos, Reed, Cohenauer, Silic, Carlo, and Daniel Mills rounds out your top 10.
Be right back in 2 seconds.
We got one more race to go. the 450 Supercross main event, MotoOption Supercross, presented by Racetech. On the gate, we have Devin Davis, Jeremy Shipley, Alex Heckman, Toby Stocks, Dominic Saulnier, Jordan Vanderlei, Matthias Janis, Michael Wheeler, Devin Ryan, Jack Haley, Spencer, what's up, my dudes, Turley, Craig Leake, David Wright, Casey Ullert, James Armstrong, Jeremy Smith, Reed Young, Tyson Fresquez, Dominic Tiberino, Jack Fowler, Brady Stanley, rounding out your field. 22 riders, 20 minutes plus 1 lap. It's about time to go racing. In chat, put your predictions out there for the win.
I've never seen somebody do that. Somebody literally just flatland backflipped in the gate.
Oh, that's pretty rad. Just a little bit of collision on the gate probably allowing it to happen.
That was crazy. I've never seen that.
Who do you got?
This is going to be an interesting one. Who are we crossing off?
Well, we got Tyson. No Tyson. I mean, although it doesn't really matter. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of guys that could win.
True.
I feel like you got Tyson, JS4, James Armstrong, who's going to be my pick, is James Armstrong, the 33 Volcom rider.
I'm going to go with... I might go... No, I'm thinking...
Shipley?
Yeah, I'm going to go Shipley. Why not? I'm going to go Shipley tonight.
I feel like this could be a Shipley track. I think it's a good pick. So Armstrong and Shipley are our picks.
And by the way, Kellen dropping into chat right now. Congratulations, Kellen. Great ride, man.
Yeah,
proud of you, bro.
Kellen.
Second. Good job, dude.
Out of way, bud.
Here we go.
It's main event time, boys.
I'm gonna go with Devin Davis off the start here. He had a great heat earlier.
He's pulled 2 hole shots tonight. Why not make it 3 for Devin Davis?
Yeah, Smith was my second choice, guys. But here we go. On the gate, 450s at Indiana. Oh, nope. Davis stuck in the gate.
With a killer start from the outside. Smith from the inside. Armstrong gets into the 25 of Vanderlei, but Jeremy Smith leads the way. James Armstrong into the 2 spot. We saw these guys 1-2 in their heat as well.
Big pile up early, too.
Jack Haley in the mix. Top 3.
How did we forget about Armstrong?
Stanley. Armstrong was my pick there, bro.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Sorry on that one. My bad. Yeah, Armstrong, good pick. I totally forgot about calling him. But Smith, though, look at that start. Armstrong, Haley, Saulnier,
Did you just
Stanley.
see Haley's tire tap?
Yeah, I don't understand how he did that. Oh, down is Shipley, my pick. GG, bro. But right now, it's still Smith out front. Armstrong riding solid. Haley. Yeah, of course, your points leader as we give him shout out throughout the night.
I think that Smith just busted out the triple after the finish. Just went over all 3 of those rollers. Pretty rad line. Watch that develop.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that for next
down
lap.
In the whoops.
Oh,
so
no.
Jack Haley going to go into the 2 spot. And Dom Saulnier, Pogo, number 112. Attaboy, running in 3rd. Giving all kinds of pressure to Haley. And as I said, that commentator's curse. Stanley going to move into the mix. Remember, he barely made this main event. Now he's sitting 3rd.
Keep an eye really quick on Smith, just watching him since really early race, seeing how he goes around the track for this main.
Yeah, I want to watch him after the finish line here and see if he busts that triple out again. That was rad looking.
Yeah, triple table and table on is such a nice looking line when they hit it just right. Opting to go outside, probably a safer line. And here we go. This is what you're talking about. See if he does it.
Yeah, he's going to clip the finish and not going to be able to do it this time.
Oh, of course. So he's just tripling over that and then just blitzing the whoops, I take it?
Just tripling all 3 of those rollers. His holy crap, Smith just got the swapadoodles out of the whoops.
Yeah, I got a bit sideways there at the end. I agree with that completely. And chat says Smith out front early is dangerous. Yeah, everybody out here, he just threw a grenade and they haven't gotten away.
Absolutely. Haley trying to keep in touch right now. But Smith knows how to throw heaters down consistently, knows how to work his way through traffic.
Now, Shipley versus Armstrong here. This should end up being a good battle. Shipley not too far back. 2 definitely heavy hitters in this class.
Yeah, Craig Leake, a strong ride going right here in the 4 spot on the number 11.
Yeah, good to see Leake having a better ride last week. I think once he got top 10. I can't remember what spot he got, though.
Gosh, we're so educated. We need Kellen in the booth. He knows everything.
Yeah, he somehow has that mind that keeps up with every placement, every point.
Or we need Devin to quit racing and come do it because he is the statistician.
Yeah, true. If you guys haven't checked it out, be sure to look at his, what is it called now, where he does it per race. It's really cool to read through. I think it's something
like the numbers tab deal, and I'm sorry that I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like by the numbers.
Smith is down. New leader, the 26.
Oh, Haley. Yeah, keeping an eye on Smith. He took a little bit longer to get up, so it's going to allow Leake and Stanley as well to get by. So Big
Aussie
change up
invasion
there.
out front, and then the might as well be Aussie with his crappy internet. Craig Leak up to the 3 spot.
Armstrong
Jeremy
up here as
Smith,
well, and
4th.
Shipley now catching up. So it's gonna. We've got a battle on our hands. Nothing is clear cut yet.
Yeah, speaking of Davis, he's running in the 7 spot as I was scrolling through the field. Then I find what's up, my dude, Spencer Turley in 9th, and Fresca still running in 10th.
On the clock. Thank you, Dale.
Lap.
Thank you. On the clock, Devin Davis thing. That's pretty cool. Sure to
Yeah,
check that
attaboy
out.
Devin Davis contributing something sweet to the sim community, along with his Loretta Lynn's event he runs every year.
Cannot wait
Yeah,
for
I believe
that.
that'll be back
Oh,
for
Leak
this
on the inside, passing Smith. Beautiful pass. That does put, who was that on the ground?
passing
Smith.
Stanley, and then Smith went down, so now Armstrong goes into 4th, makes a mistake. Shipley going to come through, try to capitalize on that. Not going to make it happen. Smith all the way back to the 6th spot. We don't
And
see
Stanley's
Jeremy
still
Smith go
down.
from the lead to 6th very often.
Yeah, Armstrong's going to get around Stanley. He does. Armstrong casing the triple.
Trying to move to the front of the field is the 33 of James Armstrong. Armstrong runs 3rd in series points. Not far. He's only 11 points behind Shipley coming into this, and they're a mile behind Fresquez.
I'm going to go on board for a minute with Shipley here because him battling with Armstrong and Stanley. I couldn't think of the name for a second there. Stanley, oh, it looked like he was going off track. This is an amazing onboard to watch these
Stanley
two.
was trying to jump for that double and then jump the whoops, comes up short. Allows Shipley
Ooh.
to close right up to the door. A couple teammates down the whoop section together. The 22 and the 39. Chasing the 33 of Armstrong. Stanley off track. Still triples up. Can't get back in the track. Shipley's going to sneak around the inside, though.
Yeah, great pass by Shipley. Waited on it. Who is that down? I think that's a lapper. No, is that Leak?
Down. No, that is not a lapper. That's Leak on the number 11. Dropping out of the top 5.
For once I remembered somebody off their gear. Good job, Moto. Good job.
Jeremy Smith now moves into 5th, all over the back wheel of Brady Stanley. So JS4 going to try to remount the charge to the front on the TBR number 4.
Yeah, right now, as you said, Haley out front. Getting around the lapper, though. Just double checking. 51.9 is his best lap. And 7 seconds up right now as the year leader. Armstrong, ooh, going through a downed rider. I don't know who that was or if they're invisible to them. But Shipley looks like he might be putting a drive. Oh, behind him. Good battle here. Smith versus Stanley. Smith might put Stanley on the ground after Stanley puts Smith down. See what happens here. Smith so solid into that triple, jumping all the way in.
Also, best finish ever in an RF of...
Oh, Armstrong went down. Sorry, don't mean to cut you off. Dropping all the way back to 5th. So that's going to allow these two, Stanley and Smith, to battle up for a 2nd spot.
Absolutely. Early on in this thing, Jack Haley leads the way. His best finish ever in an RF Replica series is a 3rd, leading the way, looking for his first ever win tonight, but he's got some heavy lappers right in front of him, and that could play the difference as Jeremy Shipley's giving
Smith goes
chase.
down again. It looks like it's going to be Armstrong and Stanley getting by.
Armstrong and Stanley.
Armstrong on the
Armstrong's gotta run
outside.
down the whoops, but he's on the outside, has to
Smart.
give room to the lag of Stanley. Stanley, a little mistake, not able to triple out. Armstrong sees it, has to check up again, though, as he's not able to triple again. Split lines here. Close racing tonight here on Indianapolis.
That scrub so nice on board with
to the
Armstrong.
inside. Oh, what a move inside on Stanley. Stanley
Not gonna
goes
work,
down
though.
as he gets into the back of him.
Oh, okay, so yeah, going into the back of him caused him to go down. Armstrong not making the triple out, but after taking him out, of course, gets the little bit of advantage coming through.
Yeah, absolutely. Lines came together there as Armstrong blew over the berm a little bit. Stanley squared up extremely tight.
By the way, look at how
Got
close this lead
Armstrong.
battle is now. Shipley is not too far off from Haley.
Yeah, Haley a 55.9.
Oh, and Haley slide out, yep.
And
Oh, and
into the
down.
lapper, down off the bike. Shipley to the lead.
Am I
believe
going to
we're
go
end up
1
with
for 1
Armstrong.
tonight on my callouts? I mean, what's happening here? But as of right now, Shipley looking good.
Armstrong going to close up on the outside. Not able to make the move yet. They're trying to put Michael Wheeler a lap down.
Haley did. Oh, and he
Haley
does go
makes a
off.
mistake. So Armstrong into the 2 spot. Now our picks for the win are 1 and 2. Who's going to be the right?
I'm loving this right now. This is
Jeremy
good
Smith
racing
gonna make
tonight.
us both look stupid as he's running hard in the 3rd spot.
Yeah, right now Smith versus Armstrong, solid battle for 2nd, which the leader isn't too far ahead of these guys, so it's going to be an interesting night still.
We're not even halfway through this thing. A lot of racing, a lot of lap riders to deal with yet.
As we called it earlier, possible
Battle for
27 laps
second is
tonight.
on hard right now. Armstrong, heavy pressure from Jeremy Smith. Smith does that triple that I was talking about.
Yep, there it was.
Armstrong does the other big line. They end up about even.
Yeah, Smith a little bit more momentum off that, but still very even lines. Very big lines as well.
And risky.
Yeah.
All risk.
Pure risk reward.
Wow, this guy's landing into the berm and then tripling out. Such precision by these front runners.
Yeah, and watching how low they stay in these berms is just amazing.
Smith all over. Armstrong going to try that inside.
Armstrong just rockets out of that inside when he gets the line just right.
Update on Fresquez is up to 5th as we're watching the battle for the number 2 ride. Armstrong, Smith, dicing it out.
Fresquez was as far back as 12th, I think, correct?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I think he was 10th at the end of lap number 1.
Okay, all right. Yep, there's that line again. Nope, neither of them get their big line. Well, actually, Armstrong does get his line. Oh, and downed riders. They're all in.
Heckman and the 59 machine both down. 32 of Devin Ryan. Attaboy. He tucks his front end to not take the leaders out as they're piled up. Good job, Devin Ryan, for being heads-up racer right there. And the battle continues from
Smith almost squared him up on the inside to go drag racing through, but didn't have the momentum. I love watching two extremely good pros go at it like this. I mean, you can...
Oh, mistake from Armstrong. Smith scrubs on by Armstrong, casing the triple. And Haley, not far out of the mix. He was 51.4 last time around on his fastest lap.
Oh,
He's
Smith with a mistake. Armstrong back by. Going to go back on board for a minute with Smith.
4th in the series. Shipley down in the lead. That's going to tighten things up big time.
Oh, and Smith. Oh, I don't know how he saved that at all. But Haley goes by for 3rd.
Shipley is back going.
Haley down in 3rd.
James Armstrong is now 3 seconds out of the lead. Things have tightened up a lot at the front now. A mistake from Armstrong saves it, but has to run a slower rhythm down here.
Yeah, big mistakes all around. A lot happening in this top 5. And Tyson making his appearance in the top 5 and 4th right now. So much happening. We do apologize, guys, if I'm missing anything.
Oh, Shipley's down.
Shipley is down. Yep. Armstrong, wow. Look at him go.
The battle between Armstrong and Smith continues to rage on, but now it's for the lead.
Yeah, I just hope to get back to bar banging ASAP.
Hey, guess who's in the 4th spot right on the back wheel of Jeremy
Yeah,
Shipley.
Fresquez.
Here comes the number 1 of Fresquez. And guess what? We're 10 minutes into this thing. Halfway flags are out. You know what time it is.
It's time for another one of those top 10 sexy countdowns of yours.
And it is one being brought to you by VersusPC.com. Log on, get yourself a pre-built PC, custom build, some parts, monitors, mouses, accessories, headsets, whatever you want. James Armstrong, Team Volcom, obviously has his PC dialed.
And don't forget, guys, a new 1080 Ti coming out soon. Hit up Versus-PC.
And if it's not on the website, hit me up, Chris at RaceFactoryGaming.com. I'll get you set up with those guys, and they'll probably give you even a discount because they like MX Simulator. Oh, yeah. So James Armstrong leads the way. Jeremy Smith right behind him in the number 2 spot. Same straightaway as Jeremy Shipley on that Versus PC Fan MX machine. And then their Volcom rider, Tyson Fresquez, the number 1 defending champ, points leader, coming through the pack, running in the 4 spot. 50.7 fast lap. We find in 5th spot Relax Attire, the 26 of Jack Haley. Craig Leak for Moto runs in the 6th spot on the number 11. Then we find Brady Stanley coming across the line in the number 7 spot. Another one of the Versus PC Fam MX riders. Devin Davis, DX3, runs in the number 8 spot. Here comes Casey Olart, Smith's teammate on the TBR, number 93. Great ride for him upside the top 10 in the 9 spot. And rounding out your top 10, another TBR rider. This one, Dominic Fro Tiberino on the 77. That's your top 10 rundown brought to you by Versus-PC.com or just VersusPC.com.
Go back to the lead.
Yep. For the lead.
Back to the lead. We got Smith to the lead right now. Armstrong challenging him back. They are not giving up on each other at all.
Absolutely.
Both doing the big line.
Moved into 3rd spot, 5 seconds behind these guys.
Armstrong already hunting.
Lappers all over the place off the track, letting these guys race through. Like there's no one else on the track right now. These guys have a little bit of a break in the lappers.
Amazing
Armstrong
scrub
goes
in.
Aggressive,
Oh.
slides it out.
Didn't lose a whole lot on that slide out there. I mean, he's going to lose a bit and going to have to keep catch back up.
Lapper down. They're going to get going.
I think that was possibly Heckman. Not sure.
Battle Royale is still continuing. All race. Smith, Armstrong, Dyson. They're Dyson like the vacuum cleaner.
Amazing racing. Like, I'm almost speechless right now. Been just Tyson also catching up. Tyson across the line with a 50.2, his fastest lap of the night.
Absolutely. 50.5 for Jeremy Smith on the TBR Turn Bar Racing Machine. That's his
Armstrong down.
spot. So his teammate Fresquez into the 2 spot.
Yep.
Breathing room for Jeremy Smith. 7 seconds is the lead. 13 minutes is all into this thing. A lot of racing left to go. We're already 16 laps in. Oh man, it's gonna be a long race. A lot of laps. The Fresquez, Armstrong, Shipley, and Leak are now your top 5. The battle for the 5th spot. Leak has it. Haley right there trying to take advantage around the outside. Bar to bar over the triple.
Yeah, Dooley is over across. Let's see. He's going to take the inside. He's going to make work. He does. Beautiful inside. But Haley
with that tire tap, though. He's got the inside now. Makes the move on Craig. Leak going to come back side by side down the rhythm.
He's going to...
Oh, I thought he was going to pull it, but he does not.
Yeah.
He's down.
Definitely had the chance. Yeah, Fresquez, let's see. The lead gap is down to 3.3. Is Tyson going to pull off the biggest upset
Armstrong
ever?
Down with the lapper, gets clipped by Shipley on his way down. Right by. The wheels have come off the 33 machine right now. Shipley into the 3rd spot. Fresquez, he smells victory.
And again, everybody's still sticking around. We appreciate you being here. It's been probably the best main event we've seen all season. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. We do appreciate it.
We got 88 live in chat right now.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for tuning in. SYS bringing you all the action every Wednesday night. MotoOption Supercross presented by Racetech. Fresquez busts out that triple into the whoops. I'm not sure if that's who you're watching, but
yeah, right now I'm on board with him. Actually, just watching him hunt down 2.3 now. We're watching this time tick away as we're watching a perfectionist right around this track.
Last lap around 50 seconds flat from Fresquez. He's turning it up late in this race. The gap down to 1 second now as Fresquez goes to that inside and executes it clean. Smith has a lapper that's wheels down in the berm trying to get out of the way. He's executed by. Fresquez going to have to do the slower rhythm there, but not much slower. Not going to lose much time on Jeremy Smith.
That just shows the talent of Fresquez as well by being able to mitigate any issues around him as a lapper too. Here we go. Let's see if he hits his triple line. Nope, going outside.
Going to carry the speed into the whoops. A rider down at the end of the berm. Do they see him?
They do.
That's Toby Stocks down, getting back up, going on the 44. Of course, winning that heat race earlier and not having the main event he wants as he's a lap down.
I like that name. Might actually use that from now on. Tyson Fresquez. I like that.
Tyson laying the hammer down. Another 50-second lap time, 0.4 that time, even with wheels down in that berm. Fresquez still just throwing the lap times down.
Here's the interesting part about this race, too. If this was normal laps instead of time, we would only have one more to go, and this would come down to a final. But we are sitting at
Smith
still...
with a mistake.
Big mistake. Yep, there it is.
Off. Here comes Fresquez, a rider. Can he get back going right here into the outside? That's Vanderlee. Smith still right there. Another rider down.
Backwards.
On the track. I think he was trying to get out of the way.
Yeah, he just was definitely trying to get out of the way. Yep.
Oh, they're both going for that triple up. Smith not going to let him go.
Great racing.
Into the back of him, tapping tires in the corner. Such skill to keep going for both. Smith. Another save.
That was a Pike save, too, if I saw one tonight.
Do you think these guys are pushing the envelope?
Just a little bit.
And they have another lap rider in front of them. They're going to triple up into the Supercross triple. Smith around the outside has a run. Tyson's going to go inside. The lapper's inside. Smith around the outside.
Got the drive.
Got the run. And bar to bar over the triple into the turn. Smith
pushes the end. There it is. Oh, he puts him down. I knew it. I was just thinking in the back of my head. I was like, the only way he can guarantee having a chance at this win, you got to clip.
David Wright doing is to get the heck out of the way.
Oh, Wright might get the band hammer. Wright, do the right thing, bro. Right now, Fresquez and Shipley going at it now. Shipley is not done with this race yet.
Hammering down through those whoops. He has a 50.4 fast lap, so not far off of Fresquez's fast lap time either. Jeremy Shipley These guys only 8 seconds out. A mistake from Smith. And remember, the lapper's really heavy on this track. And we still have a couple minutes before the white flag flies, which means probably about 3 to 4 laps to go.
As you watch that front three, if you can, I'm watching Leak and Armstrong really quick. They're going through a couple lappers. Good battle here.
Leak drove in hard.
Oh, Armstrong with a mistake.
Is going to lose Fresquez, by the way. So that's broken up, not a battle anymore. Armstrong, Leak, the place to be watching right now.
Yep, just double
Armstrong
checking
has a
with the
run,
gap.
Leak off the track. Leak back in safely, though.
Yeah, Armstrong charging on that inside.
Watch him
trying
use
to make
this
it happen.
inside here. Armstrong's been using it all night. Oh, he's not. He's
and he.
drive into
I
the
think.
back of Leak.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think he tried to get on the inside of Leak and put him
Haley
down.
all over Armstrong, and a couple lappers in the mix.
What's our
for the
gap
top
for
five.
top two, really quick? Just curious.
Top 2 right now. Smith 5 seconds up on Fresquez, and Shipley 6 back from him.
Okay.
So Armstrong and Haley, the battle we'll be watching on the racetrack. 19 minutes in.
At 22 laps. Crazy amount of riding tonight from these guys.
Check your favorite rider's position across the top of the screen, of course, as we're watching the battle unfold. Jeremy Smith does go across the line. It should be 2 to go.
Yep, definitely.
Fresquez 2.9, 2.6 behind.
Armstrong stuck up in a lapper. Haley right here.
Crap. Tyson Fresquez just ran a 48.9 second lap. That's faster than anyone even did in qualifying.
Wow. Who is that behind him that's keeping pace?
Not sure, but Devin
that's
Davis is trying
that's
to get out
Stanley.
of the way right now. Fresquez bike humping like, move, I'm trying to get down.
Yeah, it's
after
Brady
Jeremy
Stanley right
Smith.
behind him. I just noticed a 22.
Tyson, a little mistake in the corner. Smith gonna come down the rhythm. They're gonna get the white flag this time by 3 seconds. Now is the gap. 1 lap, and there's a couple 3-4 lappers right there in front of him. Jeremy Smith white flags out for the number 4.
Tyson mistake. Even with a mistake, ran a
Has to be
50.9.
mistake free on this last lap. Tyson gonna do everything he can to take the win here in Indianapolis. 14,000 riders down in the corner. Smith goes around him. Here comes Fresquez. He's through clean. He's got to get through a couple guys though here. Tyson around wheels. Inside on Vanderlee. Vanderlee trying to get out of the way. Jumps to the inside of the corner. Slides out. Lets Fresquez go by. Another rider down. Jeremy Smith over the triple. Fresquez 1.8 seconds. Into the inside.
Rails it.
Doing everything he can. 2 straightaways to go. 2 corners. Jeremy Smith on the number 4 TBR machine. Can he make it another win? On and off they go. No one down in the last turn. The open corner to the win.
What an
Jeremy
amazing
Smith.
end.
Fresquez in the 2 spot. Shipley going to round out the podium on the 39.
Oh, and
Shipley's
down.
Going to be stuck here. Is he going to be able to get up? Heckman runs into Shipley. Shipley can't get across the line just yet. Now he has a huge gap.
Yeah, heel toe, but he's going to make it across. There we go.
So Shipley's across. Leak and Haley were battling for the last in the number 4 spot, and Armstrong as well. That's not over yet, but looks like Leak's going to get it done.
Leak's got it,
4th.
definitely.
On the number 11, Craig Leak for Moto. James Armstrong 5th. Haley 6th, and the last rider on the lead lap. What's up, my dude? Spencer Turley.
Oh, and he gets put down at the very end there. But still, proud of Spencer, dude, to getting that 7th. Not a bad ride at all for him.
Cuts are in. Fresquez
Gets the win!
Cuts.
Are you kidding me? On cuts!
So
Wow.
Tyson Fresquez takes the win. Smith 2nd. Shipley, Leak, Armstrong. Everything else inside the top 10 stays the same. We just had a win on cuts. Lawyer win for Fresquez.
Wow, and also, I mean, on top of that, running a 48 in the main. Like, how do you... Best main of the season, hands down. I'm happy we got to commentate that one. That was a fantastic night of racing. I mean, 0.09 separated first and second after those cuts. Well, that's another long, amazing night of racing. A lot more laps than we've seen of any finish. Checkers, as always, do you have anything to say to all these beautiful people as we head out tonight?
Well, thank you for tuning in, first of all. It's been another great night of racing, Race Factory Gaming competition, MotoOption Supercross presented by Racetech. Of course, the fine folks over here at SYS TV and our co-host, Mr. Motoagogo, for getting it done. Thanks to our fine sponsors, Versus PC, Tagger Designs, FamMX Design, Bentley Graphics, and all the other boys and girls that support RF racing competition. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support, and we'll be here again next week from Detroit. And guess what? We're going up in the stands next week in the first turn. So something never been done before. Basically Monster Cup, but backwards. Instead of starting up top, you're going to charge down the stadium, up into the stands, around turn number 1. Going to be pretty sweet.
I'm excited about that. I actually didn't even know about that. I'll have to look at the layout here right after you're talking about it. It sounds exciting. And I want to say...
in.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Tune in tomorrow night. Twitch.tv/Matthias, MITIAS_43 for Race Factory Amateur Supercross competition. It's the Tagger Design Supercross Series presented by FamMX.
And of course, I want to say real quick, thank you to all you guys hanging out tonight. If it's not for you guys, we would not be here doing these streams. I mean, we still would, but it'd be a lot more boring. But thank you guys for all your support. If you have not yet, hit that follow button if you enjoyed. I, of course, am MotoGogo. I'll see you guys later. And yeah, see you guys next week. Night, guys. Love y'all.